So, you're here, right, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So, last time on, Dungeons and Dragons Ball Z, you guys pretty much dealt with the aftermath of the Battle of Shen. Um, you checked out the Knoll's hideout to find the uh, the vision of another plane that was just full of all these gnolls. You could see in the distance just like three or four of the giant creatures that you had taken down. And after seeing that, you guys had come back, helped to bury the rest of the bodies, and then went to Kermont to kind of report. After coming to Kermont, um, the party arrived at Mr. Augusto's residence, told him the at least in his point of view, good news, because at least the gnolls are now extinct, and a large party ensued. I think, I believe all of you actually kind of like went off and did your own thing. Um, Kaladin and Felix went to go see Virgil Baron at the Little Cyclops, and then it was agreed that the party was going to go essentially, you know, take the next step on their adventure. And I don't know if you guys came to a consensus on where you were going to go, or if it was just like, we'll decide next time. I can't remember.
We were going to tell someone about wherever the nearest Arcanum place was, or university, or whatever. I think was in Fort Vignan.
Uh, in Fransport is where the nearest one is, but also Virgil Baron had he sent like he was sending to write a message to them, and then he said he didn't know how long it would take because these matters sometimes they're quick, sometimes they're not.
To be honest, then I have no idea.
What's
Okay.
it called? Juliana the girl. Are we just permanently leaving her with what's his name, Magic Dude, who I don't think I was ever introduced to as a character?
The gnome guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're leaving her with them. Okay.
Unless we want to try to play protect the tiny girl forever.
Right, I couldn't remember if we were gonna leave her there, if we were gonna end up bringing her up to a orphanage up in Frankfurt, but if she's getting apprenticed or whatever here, that's good too.
Yeah, he seemed friendly enough.
Seems like a good guy.
Yeah, so there was, I believe there was talk of a quest or something, but I do not know.
Yeah, there was a couple of ideas thrown around like, "Oh, let's go this way, let's go that way, let's go this other way." And then the last thing that happened was somebody rolled a d6, got a 6, but nobody had decided where they were going. So,
I know we were moving north. That's the only thing I remember.
I'm imagining Ollie had like fucked off pretty much for the entire last session, with his null pelt that I'm sure he cut off at some point, when you guys were dealing with stuff, and has been roaming through the like slums looking for some poor person to who'd be willing to make it into a cloak in exchange for a meal or something. I'm just gonna say that's probably what I've been doing this past session. I don't know if you guys said I was doing something because I didn't get back to Dylan on that.
right. So, yeah, we'll say that you got enough to make a pelt out of it. Um, most of essentially what happened was the Skinners went to work like the scouts were helping, and then everybody just started burying the bodies, and then the party kind of left.
Right.
And then they came back the next day and it's just like flies just swarming it. So it was pretty much like, I'll say that you got a piece, but most of it ended up being ruined because, you know,
Hmm.
because it's a
Yeah, just in there.
literally
Yeah,
gigantic beast, you gotta kind of like do it right away.
Right, yeah, no. I was imagining, yeah, let's go, yeah, got a bit of it maybe. Like maybe enough for like a hood then.
Yeah, so you'll see, Oliver. Um,
Mhm.
I said that, you just there's something inside of you that compelled you to help out, to help you bury all the bodies. So
Mhm.
you really helped out quite a bit. Just very respectable. But if you take a look at your character sheet in your bio under treasure,
Let's
um,
see.
you'll see some
Mhm.
artifacts that you picked up
I
from your charity work.
see. I see. All right. Well, that's nice then.
And I also added just like a straight amount of gold. Oh,
I
and,
see.
and silver pieces and stuff as well.
Hmm. Yep. Seems rather in character.
I thought so anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so Ed's not going to be back for at least another couple minutes. So,
Hmm.
and he's probably not going to care. So, I suppose I'll leave it to you if there's anything before you leave Kermont that you wanted to do, and then afterwards, the world is yours. At this point in time.
Okay. Well, right. So I have no more plans in Vermont. Just gonna imagine I'm just wandering through town. I run into Kaladin. It's like Kaladin, good to see you again. I trust you guys dealt with speaking to what's his name again, right? That's what you and Felix did, right?
Yeah, we talked to Virgil. Virgil, right?
Yeah, that Virgil is he was the guy at the shop.
Yeah, we talked to Virgil, and he's gonna get a missive out so that we can hopefully take care of this giant demon problem that we're having. Apparently,
Perfect. So we helping out with that, or you two make some other plans? Yeah. What just happened? Did we
Nope.
just lost Anthony for a second?
Oh, did we? I thought he's
Yeah.
just like not responding.
Yeah, I was like, no, yeah, he's offline for a second. No, we'll just give him a minute. Ed, you there? Oh, he's back.
I'm back.
And Anthony's back.
I'm here.
Yep.
My bad.
All right, perfect.
I think I
Right.
accidentally closed it.
It happens.
Right. So we delivering this, or we just gonna go off on our own?
No, I think he sent it with like
Oh.
a bird or something. I don't know. Maybe
Right.
magic. I don't remember.
Yeah, he sent it with magic.
All right, perfect. So we just chilling out in town here. Y'all make some plans. Any ideas?
So we're
I
leaving.
still like the idea of heading north, but I don't know if you guys have any quests or anything.
North. Fort Rignan then. Haven't been there myself in quite a time. Should be able to go there again. What about you? Let's see. Let's see. Is Bulgarian with us?
I'm with you. Wherever you want to go.
Anyway.
I'll follow on board.
Hmm. I mean, yeah. I guess we could find some work. Could go out to Fort Vignan. You guys know anyone up there?
No, I'm from St. Abbey.
I see.
I'm
Caliban,
from the far west, so no.
you haven't been there before?
Nope.
Well,
Nope, me neither.
let's go have a little adventure.
Felix.
Sure, we can go find some short work up there.
Yeah, Felix chimes in. I know a a couple of people.
Perfect. All right. Sure, we'll find some beds and find some work. Something to do for a bit.
He nods.
Awesome. Maybe there's a caravan or something we can guard on the way up. Unless you guys want to go through the woods.
Always strength in numbers.
Could go ask around. Maybe the local guard knows something about caravans that are heading out. Bulgarian, you talk to the guard locally? You seem like you might have.
Or what's the Mr. Augusto's like manservant? Because he deals in trade and stuff, so he might know.
Could ask them too.
Drawled, yep.
There you go.
Options.
Sounds
We got
good.
options. Yeah, let's go bother our friend Gerald. Go ask.
All right, so you make your way back over to Mr. Augusto's residence, and it's short work to find Gerald. Yes. What is it? Felix? Compatriots? Anything I can do for you?
Yeah, we're looking for a bit of work. We're thinking about taking a short trip up to Fort Vignan. Wondering if you had anything heading up there, any messages, packages, caravan that needs guarding, anything like that? Anything heading towards that city?
I hadn't planned on it, but... Well, if you're making the trip anyway, I'm sure I could arrange something in the next... later today, possibly.
Oh, great. If you got something leaving today, that'd be awesome.
I mean,
If
I
not,
wish you may.
tomorrow morning.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. We can, yeah, we're heading up there, so. Anything you can arrange, we can just, stick around here, I guess, And, sure, you can find us, as long as you stay on the property.
Very well. And he begins scuttling off. So, unless there was something specific anyone wanted to do, several hours later, you see just 3 or 4 carts just loaded with trade goods. There's mostly from Kermont. There's a lot of like coal and stuff like that. You see there are like some. There's like half or 3/4 of one of the carts. It's more like finer kind of maybe furs or textiles or something, but it's mostly things like coal and stuff like that. And they come around the front of the building, and you guys are summoned. Dral comes back out. Well, here we are. It's a bit early for our normal shipment, but, well, if we have you capable folks guarding it, I'm sure it'll be okay.
Awesome. Thank you muchly.
Okay.
Much appreciated.
Of course.
Always use the word.
Always good to get a little bit of work going.
And he digs into his personal pouch and he gives you each 10 gold. For your
Sweet.
troubles.
Thank you.
Alright.
Now, or is it just the 4 of us with 3 large carts full of stuff?
No, I mean, there's like a couple people to handle like the beast of burden.
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's
what
not
are we
just
supposed
like-
to do with this?
We're not driving.
we're
just
the
doing it with them.
guards.
Yeah.
That's what I was worried about. I was like, are we doing everything? Like, Jesus.
Be more than 10 gold for that.
Right, so as Kaladin puts on a weird leather harness and begins to man mode.
Full-
Yeah, you don't get picks like this without some serious work.
That's right.
Oliver just goes up to one of the less full ones and just kind of settles himself in the back, just enough where he can like poke his head up and look around, but just settling himself in pretty much.
He settles in the coal one and just comes up a different color.
So, are you you guys are headed out?
So yeah, we'll walk
Yeah.
along with it.
So you guys already rolled the first roll. So, okay. So as you guys are moving along, um, at this point, because it's been several hours and whatever, it's probably trying to think here. It's probably like midday or so.
Hmm.
Did we
So
want to take a slightly different route since now we have carts with us?
I mean, I figure it's still roads through these little hilly areas, right?
yeah. So and
Oh, okay.
Felix would know this as well, but there's a path, if you can imagine, like in between where these hexes are, like at the base of the mountain. There's like a path that goes straight to Fort Vignan. Kind of like does
Oh, cool.
it does a V over this way and goes out to the west.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's a straight shot kind of up. So as you guys begin your journey to Fort Vignan, several hours go by. It's kind of slow going with the carts. It's not as fast as if you guys were by yourself, but yeah. So as you guys are going forward on this mountain path, something catches
It's more fun. It's company, and we're getting paid to do it. So woo!
something catches your eye. You see on the side of the road what looks to be it just looks like a wagon wheel, just kind of like old, kind of dilapidated, um, just off to the side of the road. And about 100 feet up or so past that, you see some like broken branches and scuffle marks on the side of the road, and just several sets of tracks that lead off down down the bank, off the path.
Hmm. And then like call out to caravan leaders, be like, "Hey, hold up for a minute. I'm gonna go check this out. Galadin, Bulgarian, if y'all want to, come and follow me. Like days early, we can just go check this out."
Alrighty.
It's gonna go check out this random wheel and the what's it called? The tracks, and see if there's just like investigate it, just check it out.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I just give him aid so that he gets advantage?
I was gonna say yes, but I mean, either way, he's still got.
Doesn't look like we need it.
Done.
Yeah. So
That was my aid.
looking over the wagon wheel, it seems like it's been here for a little bit. It's not fresh. You can see it has like mildew. It's like slightly rotted on the bottom. And when you check out the tracks. The tracks seem to be a little fresher. The ground here is a little more kind of like dry and crackly. So you don't know exactly when these tracks were made, but they do seem to be somewhat fresh, and they lead down into like an undergrowth that is kind of off of the path that goes down. Because at this point, I don't want to say you're on a cliff, but you're on the higher ground on the path, and then it goes down a little bit into this hilly region that has, it's mixed forest and shrubbery and stuff like that. In terms of the tracks themselves, they appear to be humanoid in shape.
Okay.
They
Well, I'm just gonna. Oh, you go ahead.
I was gonna say size-wise, yeah. They're humanoid in shape, roughly the size of not like a gnome or something, kind of like a medium-sized humanoid.
All right, and then I'm gonna, just start meandering down the tracks a bit. Not too alarmed or anything, but just keep an eye open to wander down, see where it leads.
Okay. So going down the embankment, you're gonna have to duck under and almost in some spots crawl under some of this underbrush. It's very thorny, and Yeah, I guess it depends on how far you want to go, and also if like um, are you being stealthy about it? Are you like doing a wide circle, or you're just kind of like you're just following the tracks and seeing where they go?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be particularly stealthy. I mean, I'm not gonna like generally like kind of light-footed, but not exactly stealthing it up. But and yeah, no, just going pretty much straight on the tracks. At most, maybe. I mean, personally, I don't know about Kaladin and Bulgarian. Okay, but I'm just gonna follow the tracks maybe 10 minutes out, and if I don't see anything else that's interesting, then I would turn back. But
Alright. Should one of us like stay with the wagons in case there's like some kind of ambush or trouble? Or
Felix and I will stay behind with the carts just in case.
okay,
You and Oliver can go ahead if you'd like.
sounds good to me.
all right,
Let's go, Ollie.
so let's go tromping around for like 10-15 minutes, see how far we get, what we can find.
So it doesn't take you that long. You follow the tracks. It does wind in and out of the underbrush a little bit, but once you get out of the immediate area of the path where the like that embankment is, some of that underbrush begins to give way a little bit, and you follow the tracks to where you can see like a small encampment up ahead of you, maybe like 40 feet or so from the outer perimeter, and you can see just maybe half a dozen or so of these humanoid creatures. Um, I'm not sure if you would know what they are or not, but yeah, they appear to be like goblinoid in appearance, just like a general physique, um, but they're more of like a medium-sized creature. They're not like a small
Not
goblin.
like tiny little.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's
Alrighty.
various creatures, but from here you can tell by like their stance, and yeah.
Should we go say hi to them?
Say, well, these nasty little fuckers.
As they go to and fro, you notice next to some of their essentially shacks and huts that they've made, there's just like various crates and stuff. You see a couple of like hemp sacks and things like that that are just kind of stacked up next to their
Okay.
shacks.
I'm gonna look around. Is there anyone like does it look like there's any patrols or lookouts around?
As you look around, yeah, you see that there's a couple of guards stationed on the perimeter, but it's very lax. Your count, you can see 3, and they're kind of like they're only really half paying attention. They're just kind of being warm bodies.
Okay. All right. Well, what's it called? And is it like obvious? Like, is this like a raider slash like bandit camp and not just weird creatures living out in the forest, right?
Yeah, you could assume that that's what it is based on like the sacks and the crates that you're seeing next to like their kind of ramshackled huts. They have a lot of like they have equipment on them such as armor and whatnot that just looks like it's been piecemealed together. Just yeah, it gives off that vibe of scavenger kind of highwayman.
/ stolen.
Okay.
Alright. Then let's bash them.
Yeah, what's called? How many are them total? There's like the 3 guards you said, but how many are like chilling out in the camp itself?
You can see about a half a dozen of them in the camp,
Okay.
Oh, we could take them easy.
and then you see like 3 of them that are like the guards.
All right. Let's go grab. What's it called? I'll stick tight here, hide myself a bit, start investigating them a bit, see if there's any that are hidden off on their own that we can snag before engaging the whole group. Why don't you go back and grab Kaladin and Felix?
Alright, sounds good to me.
While he's doing that, yeah, I'm just gonna, especially these 3 lookouts, I'm gonna see if any of them are just like in a place which is less obvious, like hidden behind a tree compared to everyone else in the camp, or if they're all out in the open pretty much.
For the most part, they're out in the open.
Okay.
In terms of like, they're just kind of at the very edge of the camp. They're not like out into the forest. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
by themselves. It's kind of like they're pretty much just leaning up against a tree on the very perimeter of their camp.
Okay, so, and then everyone in the camp, I assume, like, there's none that I'm going to be able to just pick off easily at all. Everyone's just pretty much chilling out in the same spot.
Yeah, you
Or at
see
least
there's like a
small
there's a fire going in the center, and there's like 3 or 4 of them are right at the center. They're like cooking some sort of stew or something. A couple of them are eating that and some pieces of bread. You see another one off on the other side of the camp, and he just has a kind of makeshift whetstone, and he's just kind of like sharpening a blade on it. And then there's another one that's just hanging out some hides and stuff.
Okay, well, if that's the case, yeah, I'll just look around, look for like a decent enough area that has some shrubbery and stuff that we can hide in, and I'll just wait for the others to get back here.
Okay, so as you're going through and you're getting slightly closer to the camp and looking for a good vantage point. You see one of the guards kind of snaps over in your direction for a second. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
All right.
Here I am over here, but don't see me.
Okay. He appears to be looking right at you, but as you stand still, his eyes gaze for a second and then look past and around, and then his gaze shifts back to where he was looking before.
Okay. Try and do a bit better job of be sneaky from then on, but yeah, pretty much same game plan. Just look for something where there's just like a good line for everyone to just charge forward on, where me and Felix can still hang back and shoot from. But other than that, yeah, just chilling out, waiting for him.
Okay, so Kaladin, you see Bulgarian kind of like come up through the underbrush and up over the side of like where the path is.
Oh my god. I had to run. Can you believe that crap? Anyway, there's like some goblin-y type things over there. They're, I guess, pretty much bandits or something. There's only 6 of them, but he thought I should come back and get you guys and at least let you guys join in on the fun.
I smile and I could use a good stretch.
Yeah,
Just for the sake of no one having to like Jaeger pilot Felix. Why don't we just keep him here? I feel like we can handle a few goblins.
Yeah, well, I
Or
think
goblinoids, whatever they are.
in case they come back in behind or something.
It's part of Kaladin. He's a little cocksure, so even if it's too much for him to handle, he'd probably still chase it head on.
That's right. That's my flaw. Damn it. Off we go. This is Daniel Cook on up.
All right, so as you guys make your way through, are you trying to be stealthy?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and make stealth checks. Belgarian brings you up to the point where you see the perimeter of the camp, you know, where they were the first time. You can see the guards; they're very lax. At this point, just go ahead and, because Belgarian. So Oliver's moved somewhere. You don't know exactly where he is. I would just say everybody just make a quick perception check to see if you're kind of like Yeah, and I'll give Oliver advantage too because, well, it doesn't matter because they're both 18s. Okay, sure enough. So, Belgarian, you're looking and you're like, I don't know where he went. Kaladin, you
Mhm.
and
He's around here somewhere.
Oliver lock eyes. You see him, he's hiding in some shrubbery. He's maybe like 50, 60 feet around the perimeter a little bit.
I get ready like I'm about to bellow out and ask where he is.
I'll like grab
wave my
Belgarian by the
hands
scruff
down
and
at
like
Kaladin.
pull him down
Just
and
kidding.
do the military style, like point in my eyes, point at Oliver, like where Oliver is.
Yeah. And when Belgarian gets his attention drawn to me, I just kind of gesture you two over to this spot that I found.
Oliver has your eyes. Okay. All right.
Sigh
Well,
deeply and walk forward, or walk towards Oliver anyway.
Okay, so you guys
are we
make
gonna be
your
able to
way
get to
over.
him? Okay. That answers that question.
Yep.
Do we need another stealth check to get over, or are we good?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Cool.
You guys make your way over. I had to reload roll 20 because it's being weird. Okay, so you guys go ahead and plop yourself down. I'm gonna put you on this map here. So you guys put yourself down somewhere, kind of clumped together however you wish, and then I'll draw the perimeter.
Oliver's looking through his gear right now. He's like, shit, I knew I forgot something. Didn't buy new crossbow bolts. It's like, I got plenty, but it's like whispering to a Kaladin Bulgarian. It'll last this fight, but if we run into anything else, we might have to actually go in and stab.
I have a couple of daggers if you need them.
I got a couple too. I can throw them or something.
I
Cool.
can lend him my scythe.
Yeah, it's fine. Got a good sword too, so. Whatever turns up, we'll be ready for it.
I got a cook's utensils. You can use that hammer with frying pan.
Ooh. This is nice. Did you get new tile stuff to throw on the map?
I've had it.
I just haven't got around to using it.
Yeah. Oh man. That dirt doesn't match the other dirt. How
Oh.
dare I? I have so many of these things, like...
What's it called? That one spot with the rock is actually the latrine. That's what it is.
yeah. Alright. So, I'm just gonna, like, keep drawing this out. But so as you do that, again, you guys see the same sights that he saw. There appears to be a couple of them around the middle, having some sort of lunch, some soup and some looks to be some bread or something like that. There's a dude that's just hanging hides. He's like trimming off the excess and tanning them essentially. And then there's a couple of guards on the perimeter.
All right, we gonna go for a surprise attack, guys? Get him with some ranged.
Hell yeah.
I'll try and hit one or two while you guys are charging in.
No, I don't charge.
No, it's just me.
All right.
I point.
forgot about it. Oh yeah, I'll hit one or two, and if Kaladin looks like he needs the help, I'll go and hit him from the flank or something.
There you go. So when they're ready, we'll put up an initiative.
Do we want to try to go for the guards first? Take them out?
No, since they have the weapons, I guess.
Yeah, if they're out at the edge and they're the ones who are armed at first, I'll just shoot the one closest to us in the face.
I'll see if I can get up to it first and also be able to sneak attack it, per se.
We'll leave the close one to you, so that way you can actually get to it.
All
What
right.
level are we at,
So
by the way?
what'd you say? Sorry.
Are we at level 6, by the way?
Yes.
Right, okay. I just never updated that number. I was like, why do I have a second expertise? Wolf. I must have just, forgotten to update the number.
All right. So yeah, there's a guard. Hold on here. There we go. There's one about there. Not terribly far from you guys. It's on the perimeter. And then the other ones are like on the other side of the perimeter. This one on the top right is the one that's like doing skinning and whatnot. He's probably closer like here.
Alright, I'm imagining, like, not actually here, I'm closer to here probably. It's like, I'll creep over a little bit. I'll shoot this one over here in the face. We'll see if the others notice. And if they don't, I'll try and shoot one of those guys in the cluster. And then you charge and Bulgarian starts doing, his weighty, handy magic bullshit. You all good with that plan?
Sounds good to me.
Alright. And I creep back to that little spot away again.
All right.
Okay, and is that that's all the guys you're putting on the map for now?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
all we can see.
Then yep, I'll just take the first shot at this guy then. And since it's assassinate and this person's gonna be surprised, that's critical.
Okay. Yes.
So critical, so I roll damage again, right?
Yep. So roll
Two
one
dice,
more
yeah.
D8, and then
D8 without the modifier or with the modifier?
without the modifier.
Okay. Alright. And then
Nice.
I get to roll
That's
3d6.
that's more than enough for this guy anyway. But you can still roll it out to see what the damage is. So
If it's a crit, you get 66, don't you?
Oh, do I?
yeah, so you get
Is
to
that how
roll
that
it
works?
twice. Yeah.
Yeah, you double all your dice.
Yeah. So he's just he drops down to the ground.
Low to a mist of corn. And then, yeah, as soon as that happens, I'll, I imagine just the green area is like denser shrubbery, kinda.
Yes. Yep.
Alright, then I'll move, pretty much right up here to the, just inside the edge of the shrubbery, and just watch and see if these guys, these 4 guys notice what just happened to their buddy.
Okay. I just rolled for all of them, and they were very poor perception checks. Oh, wait, there's one more. There's 4 in the middle. Hold on, there's one more.
One more.
Oh my god. Okay, they're all really terrible perception checks. Like, really bad. Yeah, so they're just... You can see they're mumbling to themselves. They're like eating. They're like... and they're just, you know, whatever. They're not paying attention at all. It's also kind of obscured a little bit. Obviously I didn't draw out this whole thing, but there's like, there's a couple of huts and shacks around here.
Okay.
I shrug my shoulders at you and motion you to try again.
Yeah, it's like I'll point at Bulgarian, and I guess I'll point at the dude who's tanning up north of us, and then I'll just line up for another shot on one of the group of 4. And I mean, they're gonna notice that one. So, oh damn, there's a hut in the way. So,
Do you want to take out this lone dude first?
I guess, yeah, I'll try.
Yeah, he's on the outside of the hut. He might
Yeah,
die.
I was gonna say he would be like, his station would be... I'm just putting the hut where I think it would be. Yeah, there you go. That seems a little more legit.
So, I guess I'll be as... well, actually, I really don't have to move. I can take that
Yeah.
shot if I wanted
Yeah.
to.
I'd say go for it.
Yeah, fucking not. Yeah, I'll just shoot the, I'll shoot that guy too. Yeah, as soon as... do you want me to wait until you're done setting up these huts, or is that it for the huts too?
No, that's good. That's it for the
Okay.
huts.
Then, take another shot. Like that. Does that hit?
It's the same rules.
Uh,
First round combat, assassinate.
Yeah,
Because nobody noticed, so...
yeah, that one does not hit. So as you're positioning yourself, you're hitting this other guy that's the lone, this guy right with the tan.
The 17 doesn't hit?
Yeah. Oh, does it have it has advantage?
Advantage because of assassinate.
And he's not in combat.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah, actually, that just barely hits. So
Okay.
yeah, go
So
ahead.
then roll the extra d8. Then roll the... I'll just roll 66 to make that simpler.
All right.
I think
so
he's gone too.
It's just, but I'm not going to do perception check on this one because of what he was doing. So he's like scraping a hide. So as he falls down, he doesn't really make any noise because it's pretty much instant. But he topples over. The hide that's on the line kind of snaps off, and he kind of rolls up in it. And the creatures that are in the center, they're laughing. They don't really understand what's going on quite yet. And they're just like pointing over, and then they're like, and then one of them looks over curiously, gets up, and then begins to reach for his belt and like throws the bowl and grabs his scimitar.
Alright, that's my cue.
And from here, now we're gonna roll initiative.
Alright.
All right, so we're just gonna do the simple initiative here.
Okay.
I'm working on how to do the other.
The complex initiative.
Yeah, I've made like class abilities count as 0 for the bonus actions, but other bonus actions
Okay.
count instead, because it was just a huge advantage for the monsters. They would go first every single time. So
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so
Apparently we're all garbage anyways, so.
yeah, this one's actually, he's gonna go ahead and on here, see how much he has. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so he's gonna roll up like this, and he's gonna go ahead and hold on, because I gotta see what his range is real quick. Okay, 3120.
It kind of makes sense that they would go first in this because we'd be too busy laughing at the other two that didn't notice us too. So
You know, he's gonna do it anyways. So he's gonna go ahead and roll. He's gonna just throw his javelin at Kaladin, who's the first one that he sees, and
Does he see us?
I'm gonna say they dropped. They're now alert. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Go ahead and make a stealth check versus their perception. I suppose.
All of us?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, so he definitely sees you.
Sure.
Okay. So at the very least, I'll just do a perception across the board here.
Like I tried to climb a tree to be like, I bet I can get in this tree, and like I just can't
You're
find
like-
a handhold. It's
No,
not
what's
working.
happening is you're climbing the tree, but your back is to all of them. You're on
you're
that side
breaking
of
the
the tree.
branches, going up, making noise.
So, yeah. At this point, they don't know that Belgarian's there. They see Kaladin first, and then you can see as they also point you out, Oliver, as you're kind of like trying to circle around.
Okay.
This bugbear goes over, throws the javelin. It's at disadvantage. Okay, so it just like goes past you. He just like he's yelling out, and then he takes a step inside.
Alright, so is he like in that hut now?
Yeah, he's in the hut.
Okay.
This one here goes and again sees Kaladin, but I don't know what he can really do. Yeah, so he wouldn't run
He
up.
can bleed in a minute.
Yeah, so he.
Nah, he totally wants to run up.
So he's gonna do
Gosh.
that, and then. Yeah, he's got 30 speed, so okay, so he does that as a free action. He does that. Okay, so he has just enough movement. He runs inside the hut, and then like quickly comes out, and he has a bow and arrow, and he like notches an arrow and fires one at you, Kaladin.
Do it. You know I'm gonna snatch that shit.
Oh, probably for sure. Most definitely.
Bam, let's key point and throw that shit back at him.
Do it.
D8.
Yep. All right.
I think that misses.
14. Yeah. So it's on track to go, and he just like out of the way. This one over here does not. He doesn't have his shit on him. Yeah, I think these guys would 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this guy runs into that one. This guy's gonna go run over here to the edge of the tent, where there's like a couple of odd and end stuff like laying on the perimeter of the tent. Not the bow. There's just like a few javelins and stuff. He picks up some crap here. Begins running back. Yeah, so you can see he grabbed like a bundle, like he just did like a bear hug and grabbed like a whole crap load of like
Yeah.
makeshift spears and stuff that they were kind of like in a pile, and he just chucks 2 of them. Again, I think that's gonna be a
Bear hug. for
Yeah.
He doesn't really have line of sight of Oliver, so yeah, it makes sense.
So he's gonna go ahead and do it at you. They're both gonna be at disadvantage though, as he just takes like 2 from his stack. He like kind of drops the stack at his feet and just like does 2 javelins at you. I was looking for it, but they're both at disadvantage. So the first one just like no problem. The second one, it catches you. It's the second
Ow.
damage. So it's the 5 + 2, so 7 damage.
I will use my second reaction to catch that shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have
Yeah, Mind of Mercury, let's do this.
how many? You have it equal to what now?
My intelligence modifier, which is +1, so that's my last one for this turn.
Nice. That's awesome.
This turn or this short rest? Or... Is that like once every short rest, or is that every turn? You get
That's
2 hit?
yeah, that's it just adds on to my normal reactions.
Oh, sweet.
All right, Belgarian, your go.
All right. Bulgarian strides out with his scythe and his raven on his arm, and he points his finger at this guy and says, "Hi." And
All right, which
hi
one?
again. This guy up here,
All right, so the first one. Yep, that's a go. So you get
and knocks him back 10 feet.
okay. So I'll
Back to
say, yeah.
And then I bow to him. And then that ends my turn.
All right. All right, Fluffy.
All right. Fluffy's just gonna stay on my shoulder.
All right, Oliver, your go.
All right. Let's see, how far away is that guy up there? In range. I'm just gonna take a shot up at that guy, and just checking something real quick. Yep, pretty much. Go ahead and shot at him.
All right, that's a hit.
All right, and
For
yeah,
just barely for 11. Yeah, he drops.
okay. And then let's see. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. Just trying to figure out where I want to move to. I'll just kind of run out here onto the flank, still just staying in the forest though. And
All right.
that'll be my turn.
Okay, Kaladin, your go.
Did I see the one in the tent right in front of me run into that tent?
Yeah,
Because I know
yeah,
he
you
threw
saw,
something at me. Okay.
You saw like the 3 kind of spread out, kind of one went to each tent, and then there was just the big dude that like quickly grabbed some stuff and.
Yeah, I don't think I can make it without a dash either way. So I think I'm just gonna dash and
Bring the tent down on him.
yeah, basically, just like get up in his business. And I do have to spend a key point to also make an attack this turn. So I'm gonna use my Step of the Wind to haul ass up to him as a bonus action, and then take 2 attacks.
Okay. For a flurry of blows.
Nope. So I can use a bonus action to dash, but I have to spend a key point, and then my normal action would be to attack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm trying to fit it like there should be able to have another body in here. Anyway, as you come around, you see the one that was there, and then you see another one that like is just pretty much getting out of like a cot. Like this dude like is shaking him awake, and like turns around as you come over. We'll say it's probably like something like that.
I will punch the shit out of the non-sleepy dude.
Yeah, his back is kind of to you, and as you kind of like run in the doorway, like skid to a halt or whatever.
And apparently I can't hit him. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he just like kind of like reaction, like he just flails his arms as he turns around, and it's like just enough to kind of parry you and get out of the way. You just like your fist comes down right next to the sleeping guy's head, and like poof, just the straw pillow that he had just like bursts, and he scrawls to his feet.
Yeah, so... Oh, never mind. I already used my bonus action. Never mind.
Alright, so hold on, let me roll another initiative here for this guy. It's also the top of the round. The other people had dash, so hold on one second. So the other two guards that were on like the other side of the perimeter like come dashing over. Now we'll do initiative for them real quick. Alright, so yeah, this one kind of, he does that, allowing the other guy to have movement, and then he's just gonna go ahead and he takes out his mace that he has and just, you know, attempts to go to town.
Nope.
Alright, let's see. Essentially pretty much right in line with you, but you do a sidestep and you turn 90 degrees and just poof, thin air as he crashes into the ground. This other one that was in the tent grabs what he's looking for. And he is going to... No problemo. Alright, he's going to take out his bow that he just grabbed, and he's going to go after Belgarian.
Good for him.
Alright. Yep.
Can he hit me?
Yeah, that's all he can do. It's just an 11. I don't think that hits you.
No.
Alright, Belgarian, your go.
I got a 42. I mean, it's 13. Alright. I'll hit the big guy again up there in the corner.
Okay.
Does that kill him?
Alright. No, that's not enough to kill him. But he gets pushed
Yeah, I
back.
hit him again.
Alright, the second one does not hit. As he
Okay.
scrawls to his feet, the second one poof, just kicks up a bunch of dust.
I look angrily at my hand like it betrayed me. And then I look at him and shrug. Next.
Alright. So, this guy from the cot, he gets up and rushes over to you. Kind of picking up this mace that's like right next to his bed, and kind of like wipes his nose and just dashes towards you, making an attack. Kaladin.
I hope that'll do.
Alright, so as you go to block, he comes down and poof. Not terribly dexterous creatures, but certainly powerful, as you can kind of like feel the weight in you draw your arm back. Alright. Okay. So. Damn you being ranged. Alright. So yeah, he's gonna go ahead and he's just gonna come up and multi-attack twice with his melee weapon. Oh, 3 times. Hold on. I think it's only supposed to be twice. Let me check. Yeah, it should just be the first 2. Oh, sorry, the first Morning Star was the first guy. Okay. I see. All right, so 21 and 22, which I believe both hit.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
Okay, so it's the first damage on the bottom one, so it's a total of 22 damage.
Ow.
Yeah, again, certainly very powerful creatures. Not very swift, but all right, Fluffy.
No, Fluffy's just gonna stay again.
Okay, Oliver, your go. So you can see as you're kind of like shifting like around, they're starting to just focus on Kaladin, who's charged into their camp. A couple of the archers have begun trying to take out Bulgarian, but he's just like poof poof, took out one of them and blasting the large dude.
Okay. Do I have a clear shot on this guy who's up and to the left of Kaladin? Can I just see him around the corner of that? Or would I have to move a little bit?
I would say if you just move one square to the left, like just enough to. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, essentially, without much hassle, you can pretty much do that.
Okay, and other question. If I can successfully if I say pulled back a little bit into this forest, and then used my bonus action to hide, would I then have advantage on an attack that I make?
No, unless they don't perceive you. But I would say even in the shrubbery, like shrubbery is easier than like in the middle of a field, but like in the middle of battle when they absolutely know you're right there, it's really difficult.
They're like tracking me.
Yeah, it's really difficult. Like this dude up here is pretty much looking directly at you from the way that you came down.
Got it. Okay.
So I would let you do it. I'm just saying that it would be very.
It would just be difficult.
Yeah, it would be more difficult than obviously if they don't know you're there.
Well, doesn't mean I shouldn't try then. I'll move a few feet and I'll roll to try and hide from them. See how that turns out. I'm figuring now.
Hiding from the big dude?
Yeah, primarily the dude who's focusing on Kaladin right now, because I want to try and just catch him off guard, pretty much.
Right. Well, you do, because Kaladin's right there, you do
I just
have
realized,
sneak
yeah,
attack.
it doesn't matter. I already have advantage on him.
Yeah, you do have sneak attack. I don't think that grants you advantage.
Sneak attack, no, assassinate, I think, lets me, no, it's sneak attack lets me have advantage on him. Oh, no, it doesn't give me advantage, I just don't need advantage.
Yeah. So, but he does, like, as you, like, rumble through the bush, you can see, he rolled a really high perception check as his eyes flicker to you.
Okay. Alright,
So-
well,
Yeah.
still gonna take a shot at him.
Yeah. But it's still, like, if it hits, it still has sneak attack damage.
Mhm.
Okay. So as his eyes glance over to you for a second, he locks eyes right as you're kind of like, phew, you loose the bolt, and he just like kind of swats it out of the air. Like this creature has just very abnormally large hands. Like again, these are just very like strong creatures.
Okay, and yeah, if that's that, then yep, do my bonus action, so I'm done.
All right, Kaladin.
I think I'm gonna punch the fucker right below me who hit me.
All right. So this guy
Apparently
is
no.
right below you.
Right below me.
Okay.
So I get a little bit in.
All right.
Then I'm going to spend another key point to use my bonus action to disengage using Step of the Wind, and then I'm gonna get the fuck out of Dodge.
All right, sounds good. So as you begin to take off, you can see just this big dude, like just an overhand with his mace, like and again just kicks up a bunch of dust. He actually kind of like destroys the very corner of the opening of this tent as you just swoop by.
That's me.
All right, so did you get 2 moves?
No.
What's your movement speed?
45. Monks, yo.
Yeah.
I get plus 15.
Like 10,
Yeah.
35, 45, yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, it just seemed like a
Seems
long
legit.
ways. I thought maybe you like measured it through the 10 for a second. I was like, whoa.
Nah, I
Okay.
went around.
All right.
I was just like, fuck it, I'm going through the tent.
So as he misses you and it kicks up dust, this big dude just like, "Rah! Get them!" And specifically points to Oliver, who tried to fire a shot. As you can see, I believe both of these guards are going next, as they run around, and you see these 2 on the bottom take out their bows and shoot at you. So I'm just gonna do 2 long bows, which is their, respective turns.
First guy misses, second guy hit.
All right. So as you kind of like duck behind a tree for cover, it just right in, but your ribs are exposed as you just takes like just a little chunk. It doesn't it's not a lethal hit or anything, but just enough to you'll feel that in the morning.
Glancing blow that like cuts open my side a bit.
Yeah. Oh, actually, this one's not out yet. Sorry. All right, this hobgoblin here, he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna take a longbow shot at you, Belgarian, for a whopping 2 damage, and then he is gonna run the fuck inside here, seeing how you're blasting people. Yeah, so he takes a shot and then ducks in the tent.
Alright.
And then it's your
My
go.
turn, is it? Alright. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I think I'm going to drop a fireball around here, and that should get all 3 of these.
All right. Yeah, because what is it? 30-foot range, or 30?
Like 60?
Well,
30-foot radius, yeah, or something.
30-foot radius.
Really.
20-foot radius.
Oh, it's only 20. It's enough to
Yeah,
get
for
this guy.
fireball, it's only 28.
Yep, 20's in the frame. Yeah, what's it called? How do you make your distance not snap like that? Ah, that's how you do
If
it.
you Alt.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, think of the loot.
Yeah, that's okay. We can get another guitar somewhere else.
That's fair.
Okay, so hold on here. So the big guy at the top. What is it? 15. He fails.
Yeah, DC.
The
It's
guy.
a 20-foot radius, so yeah, my DC's 15.
Yep, the guy in the tent. He fails. The guy to the left of the tent. He fails as well. And I'm trying to think where you plopped it. What square did you plop it on?
It would have been like around here. Catch all 3 of them.
Yeah, so I would say
Oh,
you'd also catch this one as well.
Alright, let's give him advantage on the save since he's at the edge.
Nah, that's okay.
Alright.
And he makes it anyway, so
Yeah.
he is just like his backside is like all charred up as he kind of like comes down to one knee.
I look at him and shrug apologetically.
So
Next.
this tent is just like an inferno. This big dude, he drops down to one knee and just as he just like essentially coughs up a big gout of blood. Ah, perfect, and he's going next too.
I guess he's coming at me.
For sure. All right, so
Or if he's smart, he'll run away the other way.
he would try to get you if you were just a little bit closer, but
Oh, and I get some of them to 0 hit points. So, 4, 10, I get 10 temporary points. That'll help when he hits me.
so I'm putting him right here in the back of the tent. He's actually a little bit beyond that. So as he just
Okay.
he gets up and he looks around and he just begins dashing off to the other side of the camp.
I don't blame you. Run away.
Fluffy, your go.
Alright. Fluffy's just gonna laugh her ass off on my shoulder. Next.
Oliver.
Okay. Let's see. These guys had longbows, so I'm not really gonna get out of range of them very easily. And don't want to just leave Kaladin to their mercy, so I'll hop to the right a little bit over to like here. Then I'll just take a pot shot at this guy who's closest to us.
All right.
And yeah, that won't be anything special.
Yeah. So as you like go over and again, it kind of goes wide a little bit.
And let's see. Yeah, that'll be that.
All right, Kaladin.
All right, I'm gonna walk up and start slapping a motherfucker. Here we go.
All right. So as you kicky punches. Yeah. So as you begin your fury, your kicky punches, you come around and poof, get him like right in the clavicle as you hear a satisfying crunch under your fist. You just as you come around and poof, to the side of the temple, and he's just gone. You hear another satisfying as his face dents in about 2 inches, and he just falls over to the ground.
Noise. And I think that's all I can do for the turn because no one else is in movement, and I really don't want to spend any more key. So, oh yeah, and this never mind. I was gonna say I get behind the tent, but that tent is on fire.
Yes, it is.
I think I'm just gonna spend the rest of my movement. I think I move 5, so I think I have 4 more spaces of movement left, and I'll just get close to this guy on the left here. That's me.
All right. Yeah, this guy, he goes ahead, he takes a longbow shot at you, Kaladin, and then he just starts running away. As he's just like, ah, ah! Oh, that was weird. It lagged out. Okay. Yeah, so he just like, it goes wide as his hands are trembling. He just drops the bow and begins like taking off. This other goblin who has no idea what's going on, so he steps out, sees Belgarian sees what's happened and just instantly begins dashing off as well. So he's actually like 4 squares up north of that location. But Belgarian, your go.
All right. So I'm gonna blast you, the leader.
Um,
240
trying to think
feet
if-
spell sniper.
no, I realize you have spell sniper, but he's purposeful. Like he's put the tent between you and him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so and
right.
he's actually further than that by a little bit.
All right.
To the
then
point-
I'm sorry. I'd
Yeah.
move here and I'd get that guy up here then.
Yeah, you can do that for sure.
All right. 17.
Yeah,
Does that wipe him out?
yeah. So it just like poof, it kind of like implodes him a little bit.
All right. And if I got line of sight on this guy, yeah. Okay. I'll do the other one at this guy down here.
All right. All right. Yeah. Unfortunately, not enough to hit. So
Yeah.
poof,
Okay.
you hit like a chunk of a tree as it. Poof.
And Fluffy just looks at me and says, "Ah, you suck." For missing. And turn. Me and Fluffy.
All right. This bugbear chieftain. He's just gonna use his full turn. He's continuing to run away. Oliver.
Okay, this guy here in the bottom, he's like off the map a little bit now at this point.
Yeah, he's a full movement away, so another 30 feet from where he is right now, diagonally.
Okay. Well, I'll use my bonus action to dash, just get like pretty solidly within range, and then I'll just take a shot at him as he's fleeing
Okay.
using my actual action.
All right. That definitely hits.
And no advantage, I'm guessing, even though he's like sprinting and not looking.
Yeah, he's. Oh, oops.
I mean, he's like still looking back, like over his shoulder.
Yeah, he's aware that you're there still.
Okay,
He's just trying to move away from you.
got it. Cool. Then, yep, that's it.
All right. So as it goes like between his shoulder blades and it drops him to one knee for a second, and he just begins, like he's hobbling at this point. He throws the bow to the side. For some reason, it reset everything for me. All right, so, yeah, at that point, there we go. Yeah, everyone is running away at this point. So, Kaladin, it would technically be your turn.
Yeah, so can I get within, so with a 45-foot movement, can I get within 40 feet of the hobgoblin to my left here?
Yeah, because he is 30 more feet from. Hold on. So he is a total of 60 feet away from you. Because he's a full
yeah, so
movement past where he is now.
So I'll move 45 feet close to him, so I'll be within 15, and then I'm gonna throw 2 daggers at him.
Okay. So,
Boom!
yeah, the second one just. He's down.
Boosh right into the base of his skull.
All right. Belgarian.
Haha. Is anybody still around on the map?
Nobody's on the map. I would say you could probably position yourself with another movement in a way that you could hit this dude, so that you can see the other side of the tent.
All right. So this was my 30. Can I see from here?
Yeah,
Partial
yeah.
cover disadvantage, or
yeah. I'm gonna give him some cover because he's like running and there's trees in the way and stuff. But
all right.
oh yeah, even with the cover, yeah. So you hold your breath for a second, release as it goes right in between two trees, and you can see his neck kind of whiplash to the side, and an audible "oh" that's cut short as he falls to the ground.
Is he still moving?
You wait a moment,
I'm gonna make him twitch again.
2 moments. No
There we
movement.
go. Okay.
He explodes into itty bitty bits.
Fluffy will look at me and say, "That was better." Next. Actually, I'll be back in a second. Then I gotta go grab something out of the oven.
Okay.
All right. So after a few moments, you notice everything is quiet. Everything is still. You hear the crackling of fire as the tent in the middle of the camp continues to burn. Oh, here, woodland campsite. Let's try this one.
Hey, there's even a fire sound.
I know, it'd actually be like more of an inferno. But
More like a roaring inferno of that one tent.
That's fine.
All right. Well, if it looks like everyone's dead, first thing I'm gonna do, I'll take a few minutes, grab up. Was it? I get half of my expended ammo, right? That's what the thing is.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll grab my other dagger from the guy in front of me. And,
Yeah, you grab both.
well, one of them came back to me because it's super awesome, and I have that feat. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I forgot.
I got the curved daggers. Yeah.
All right then. Well,
Kukri.
after I grab that, I mean, I'm gonna poke through these tents because I figure they keep some of the nice stuff in the tents. Poke
Yeah.
around in them.
So obviously, the one that's on fire, that's pretty much that.
Yeah, I just like kind of look at that one and sigh a little bit, and then
Yeah.
I go check out the big tent up here.
I shrug.
Start
Okay.
digging.
So you step over a couple of bodies. You see that there's like a pile of just like javelins and stuff over here. A couple of these people had longbows on them with arrows. But as you go into the tent, you actually see like another kind of like pile of various weapons that they've probably definitely stolen or whatever. You see like a couple of like maces and long swords and stuff like that. Kind of your run of the mill sort of stuff. But in this tent, in the big tent, you see a couple of cots, one larger cot, and next to the larger cot, there's just like a big chest.
Okay.
We
Is
struck
it-
gold.
It's called the chest lock, or can I get into it easy?
The chest is actually not locked. No.
Okay, perfect. Then flip it open and see what is inside.
All right. So as you kind of flip the latch that has no padlock on it, open it up, and you can see there's just like probably a quarter to a third of the way full of just like various coins. There's quite a few copper and silver as you would guess, but also gold pieces as well. But then you can also see in there's just like a mixture of like there are kind of rough gemstones and stuff in there. You see some rings and things like that, like any sort of valuables that they probably plundered off people coming through.
All
Things
right,
like that.
and yeah, this is a by like chest. You mean like pretty decently sized? Like gonna need 2 people to carry this back type of chest,
Um,
or is it
if
like
yeah, I would
little
say
kind of
you could probably. I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. Weight wise, because it's not full, you could probably awkwardly carry it with one person. 2 people would probably be ideal. But
Okay.
again, this chest isn't full.
Right. Okay. Well then, just throw that close again and just yell out. It's like found the money. What's it called? We'll just throw this on the wagon. But other than that, what I forget. Was there anything else of note in here other than the chest, or is it just like cots?
Yeah, it just appears to be cots. You see a couple of loose coins that are like around some of the cots. You see like a set of, I don't know, I can't think of it, but just like a set of dice, like playing dice. A couple of decks of cards, like things like that, but nothing of super value.
All right. Well, I'll grab I mean, loose coins. I'll just go ahead and sweep those up along with. I'll grab a set of dice and a set of cards,
Okay.
and then from there, I'll just what's it called? I mean, I'll just keep. Yeah. I mean, do you guys have stuff you want to do? I'm just looking through this tent right now. Is there anything else you were doing while I do that?
Nah, I was just following your You know where the money is, and I've learned that.
Me too. Yep.
So there are
Okay.
various, like up against a lot of these tents, and a lot of them are up in flames now on next to this tent. But there's a lot of like boxes and stuff stacked up, like crates and whatnot.
Oh, cool. Can I investigate those then?
Yeah. So as you begin cracking them open, you can see there's like they have different stuff in them. Some of them have like you crack it open and it's just like sacks of like rice and stuff like that. You crack open some other ones and they have like finer textiles in them, like more trade goods. Again, it appears to be more like trading kind of goods, but you crack one open and there's just like various like clothing. Seems to be like finer kind of clothing. And
Cool.
you do like if you guys wish, I would say there's easily enough for you guys to have the equivalent of like 10 rations each. I mean, at least like probably even more than that, because a lot of it is food. Like you can see some that are just stacked up like cheese wheels that are still in the wax and whatever. Yeah.
Do we think we could bring this stuff back? Like, as much as I'm like, yeah, free shit. Like, do we think we could actually bring this back to the carts? Because this is obviously like a shipment. Like, are there any like symbols or anything, or like this is shipment of Augusto or something on, like, for example, like on the side of it, or is it just like blank crates?
Yeah. Okay. So as you look for it, I mean, most of them they all pretty much have symbols on them. None that you really recognize. The one that does have the fine textiles, though, it does have the same symbol that is on Augusto's building.
Cool. Yeah. So like, I mean, if we could take some time, like because we weren't too far off from the wagons, right?
Yeah. This is maybe like 10 minutes out.
Yeah. So we can, I mean, take as much as we can. Maybe grab a couple of the guys from the carts and be like, "Hey, let's grab this shit. See if we can make some extra coin for finding it." And I mean, we'll stash away like the big old, like the main cash, and be like, "That's just for us."
What's it called? Yeah, while it's happening, I'm gonna, what's it called? Big guy who ran off to the left. I'm gonna go check his gear real quick. What's it called? You said he had a mace. Is it like nice at all, or is it just like a crappy mace?
It's It's not that it's a bad or good mace. It's kind of like middle of the road. It's well kept, but you can tell just by the physique that a lot of it was probably just the fact that like he was just like a strong dude.
Hmm.
You know, like this creature was just strong.
Well, I'll just check his body, see if he has any coin. Take that if he does. Yeah, any little trinkets he might have on him that seem any value, and I'll just take the mace and toss it into the chest. Like that's resellable. Same, I guess, with like any like the like decent enough equipment, stuff that doesn't look like it's obviously been just treated horribly. If there's anything that's middling quality, just toss it in or on the chest.
Yeah,
Just can get resold off.
there's quite a bit. I mean, a lot of it's not going to fit in the chest. But there's there's long swords, there's a couple of short swords, there's long bows, short bows. There's like plenty of arrows. They're kind of like in a like a barrel that's been like kind of chopped in half, and then there's just like a bunch of arrows that they've looted. Some of them you can see are like handmade. Over in this other tent where Kaladin is, there's also like hides that are just hanging up right now. Just, you know, various hides and pelts, whatever. And if anybody wishes to have a leatherworking tools, there are leatherworking tools there to have technically like a set.
What's it called? Well, I'm gonna grab one of those short swords at least and find a belt, because I'm sure there's something like a belt that'll go with one that has a scabbard also somewhere, and just put that around my waist. Just add another weapon to my collection, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'll grab the tools. We're always trying to skin shit, so might as well.
Yeah.
What?
So they're kind of like sprawled out on a table next to where all these hides were being tanned and whatnot. They don't have like their own satchel. They're just kind of loose on the table. But you could, for at least for now, you could like cut one of these hemp sacks and throw them in there for now until you get like a proper case to put them in.
I'll actually, just to kind of like maybe have something to work on, I'll take one of like the hides, maybe one of the better looking ones, and just kind of like wrap it in that.
Okay. Yeah, so there's ones of different stages. Yeah, you find one of them that's just a tiny bit smaller. Looks to be maybe something like a fox, and like just the right size for you to wrap it up in.
Cool.
Fair enough. Cool.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, I'm just like, yeah, any like small trinkets that I see, I mean, I'll just toss that in my little bag. Anything that's like nicer, I doubt there's anything nicer outside the chest, but if there was, then I'd just toss that into the chest. And, salvageable, resellable weapons, just gather those up in like a bundle of cloth or something and carry those around with me.
Okay. I mean, like this is, and you guys have already talked about like getting with the people, and it would take a little while to transfer all this stuff, because you have to make room on the cart and whatnot. So, yeah, it would.
Would we be able to get the carts down here, or is this like dense forest, like not really passable?
It's not so much that it's super dense forest. It's just like the way, like the path is higher, and then there's like almost like a ditch into some underbrush. And then
rough terrain with all the roots and stuff.
It's probably easier, to just walk it anyways and try and take the hassle to move the carts down here.
Yeah, I was thinking if we could get the carts down here, maybe just making the camp for the night, get everything packed up, and then
but
be good for the morning. But
I mean, you guys could certainly clear a path to make things easier, but I don't think you'd be able to take the carts and the beasts of burden down here.
yeah, fuck that.
I think it's just a hassle. We'll just grab. I mean, there's plenty of, caravan hands and guards who can come help us out. Like just regular guards and regular people working on the caravan, right?
You?
Yeah.
Just a handful who can just. It'll take like a little while, and just also real quick, you should probably just like toss these bodies into the fire, I guess, just real quick.
Okay, so there are 2 long swords, 2 short swords. There are 8, including the ones on the bottom, bodies. Sorry, there's 8 long bows. There are 6 short bows. There are. You can't count exactly how many arrows there are. There's just like a whole barrel of arrows. I mean, I suppose you could count out all the arrows if you wish to. It would take a little while.
Nah.
But again, as far as the loot, like the currency, it'd take a little while that you have to like count it out.
We'll just count it up when we get to Fort Vignan, or
Yeah.
yeah, no, we'll just count it in Fort Vignan.
And in terms of that, there's also the mace that you got from that. There's also 2 other maces. The mace you took from him is a Morning Star, specifically, in case you care. The other maces are just like normal maces. There are 3 shields of varying quality. Kaladin, you got the tools. And
I
then-
took one of those short swords, by the way, guys. If you're noting down this stuff yourself, I just took one of those personally.
No, take whatever you want, and we'll just sell the rest.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying what's called. I took the short sword. Like, I just have a party loot place where I just keep track of stuff.
Sweet.
And, yeah. And, like, yeah, for example, I didn't put the tanning tool since Kaladin already took that for himself.
All right, very good. And then I'm just gonna have you just make an investigation check, Oliver. So
Alright.
this other stuff was like easy, like you're just like overturning stuff.
Investigation. And... Yep.
Okay, so as you're doing like your last pass, because you guys are going in and out and you're transferring things and whatnot, there's like a small gleam that kind of like catches your eye, and you throw aside on the larger cot, you throw aside the large straw pillow, and you see underneath is just this very beautiful looking amulet. Just kind of curled up like in a pile. It has a very nice ornate gold chain. It looks like very like antique. Has a very large sapphire inset into it.
Grab it. Oh, yeah, I'll pick it up, walk out with it. Like, how big is it? You said it was pretty big looking amulet?
Yeah, the amulet is probably the size of like an egg. Like the amulet part of it.
Let's see. I'll walk out with it, what's it gonna be like? Found a big shiny, guys. Anything, Bulgarian, you know how to tell, like, shit's magical? Look at this thing. Look how big and shiny it is. Probably magic. What do you say?
I actually have a specialty for this.
Oh, really? Okay. And I just hand it over to Kaladin. It's like, anything special about it?
I didn't say I can
never
look,
mind.
but
It's
I
about
don't know.
history and lore. It's not.
Oh.
I am trained in Arcana, but my specialty is in history and lore. So never mind. I could tell you where it's from.
I mean, I'll just hold out towards both of you. It's like, I don't know. I'm the person who, I don't identify this kind of stuff. I just find it. You guys, what do y'all think of this?
I think it looks nice.
Thanks.
So Kaladin, you notice it. You believe it comes from it's a continent, Englad, and it's kind of like a Victorian kind of, probably like maybe 500 years old or so. It's definitely an antique. It's very beautiful, very well made.
Cool. Nothing special about it that I can see.
Yeah, no like historical significance that you see about this.
It's a big shiny. Put it in the box.
Huh? Yeah, it's cool. I toss it in the box. I'm like, what the hell is England? It's like, never heard of that.
It's to the west of here.
Oh, east. Ooh. Fancy. It's been a long way from home, that thing.
All right, so after you guys have like a, this longer like loot session, you transfer all the stuff up. By the time you pack everything, even with all the extra hands, it's the sun is beginning to crest over, I would allow you guys to have probably one more space of movement before you turn in. Just with, moving all this stuff back and forth and whatnot.
What is it, D6, right?
And did we consider a short rest while we were there? Were we there long enough to have made it a short rest while we were digging and everything?
I would say like I would say if you're letting everybody like do the work and sitting back, sure. Otherwise, it wouldn't really be a rest because you're like lifting crates and in and
Alright.
through
Well, they
underbrush
lifted
and
all
stuff.
crates and stuff.
Can we take the rest while when we take our move, or is that like walking in between and whatnot? Like if I sat down on the back of a cart, kind of let it drag me for a bit.
Yeah, I would say that's doable, just given the fact that you guys have the cart and they're already driven. So
Cool.
Okay. Well, yeah. Then I'll sure I'll hit that real quick.
all right, and then just go ahead and somebody roll a d6.
Go ahead, Radio.
I got it. There you go.
All right. So it's a little late in the day by the time you get back. It's probably even past supper time. There we go. And everybody at this point is kind of, sore. Like a lot of the people are cut up on their arms from going through all the brush with all the crates and stuff. Everybody's ready to turn in. You guys set up camp, and unless there's anything anybody's looking to do, Felix asks like, "Hey, what happened?" He asks about like the story of that because he was babysitting the cart. But besides that, the night goes uneventfully.
Can we take some time to take stock of how much is in the chest? I don't know if I maybe missed that because I was reading other things, but
No, that's fine. I was just saying
Yeah.
before I like gave it right there. Like, you need to take some time. But yeah, sure, that makes sense. So, so for what's in the chest, there is here. Hold on. Okay, there are 58 assorted rings and small chains of varying quality. Some of them are a little nicer, some of them not so nice.
Mm-hmm.
There is, hold on here. There is 340 silver pieces, 570 copper pieces, and 88 gold pieces. This is about a third of the way, so that's not really a lot, I guess.
Okay.
So I would say the problem.
It's quite a bit.
Well, I mean, like
we might get.
in terms of like number of coins, like in a big chest, that wouldn't fill up that much.
Yeah, but I'd say those rings are gonna really fill up our pockets. Blah, ha, ha.
And I mean, in fairness, would like these caravans might not have been holding gold, and that's why they had a shitload of like pelts and dresses and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's it called? I'm sure we can, whoever this cargo's getting delivered to, we can
Delivered
ask
to
them if
us.
they know some wholesalers or whatever that we can. I mean, the cargo that we're escorting. I'm sure we can negotiate a quick sale of some of these rings and chains and whatnot.
I would be just because, and I don't know, like even if it's not, like it means nothing. That gem has caught Anthony's eye, and Anthony really wants it, so Kaladin really wants it.
We can keep the big shiny.
Yeah, so I would
And I'll put the-
give up a part of my share of this to keep the big shiny.
I'm sure, yeah. I want you guys to note that in the party loot that is marked as a big shiny, by the way. I mean, yeah, we can sort that out once we get to town and we find out how much these rings and chains are worth and how much we can sell off these weapons for. I'm sure we can find, whoever merchant wholesaler we're escorting this cargo to. I'm sure we can negotiate a quick deal.
All right.
I don't have access to Felix's sheet. Does he have any sort of like sending or message spells?
He does not.
Okay, never mind then.
So that necklace would be pretty recognizable, I'm thinking. Maybe we should ask around and see who like owned it or something, and see if we can find any leads.
Oh, that might be fair. Yeah. Kaladin looks really like bummed and is like, that is the right thing to do.
But the
I
other
mean,
stuff,
no
there's no way to trace
keepers.
gold and stuff. But
I'm just like shrugging my shoulders. I'm like, I don't know, finders keepers. If y'all want to give that back, I know.
yeah.
Well, if we come across the person, I guess I'll give it back.
Yeah, just wear it or something. Someone will point out if they want it, or if there's.
Well, I have contacts in different towns and stuff there, so yeah, I could probably find someone that would recognize it or know who it might have been taken from.
We got a little bit of contacts too, so if you ever want to sell it, you can
And
probably
I also
find you
have
some
people
pretty
that could
good
buy all
buyers.
the other stuff.
Hmm?
Alrighty. Off we go to town.
All right.
I've got some contacts and stuff if we need to find maybe some more resources or something, or maybe a job. But I don't think I have any salespeople, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I've got associates with criminal underworld and all the other stuff. So yeah, we'll find someone.
So, yeah, go ahead and do 1d6. Do it 3 times. So, just because of the extra cargo, the extra weight, and it was already a slow process, I'm gonna say that you can only move 3 spaces.
Oh, way to go, Colin!
Woo!
So you move this one.
3 times, right?
So we got 2.
I had disadvantage
Oh,
on
we
that.
already
It's
rolled,
fine.
yeah.
So there's you guys.
Do
Can
we
move
want to roll again, or do we want to take that second roll as well? Because the macros just automatically roll with advantage for all the dice. So
There you go. We'll take the second one as well.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
fine.
sure. Okay. So
We cut in the middle.
And there's 3 rolls, so.
So I'll let you pick whether you're going to be in like a hilled region or the plains. You could go either way. It's the same distance.
I figured we just follow the path from here.
Yeah, you said the path goes up through the hills, so
Yeah.
hills it is.
And
hills.
I think Felix said he kind of knew the way. So
Yeah.
that makes sense to me.
Yeah. It pretty much if there's like a fork in the road in this hex, and then it goes to the west, and then also to the north. So okay. So. All right. So, you guys get to actually pretty much right where the fork in the road is. You look over at Anthony or Kaladin, and this is the path that you took coming to this region. It's kind of like the main route through to the west. And you kind of
I came by the sea.
did you? thought
Yeah,
you
I
said
took
you
the long route.
Oh,
I
yeah,
came to
that's right, that's
Srinagar
right,
and
that's
then
right.
up to Norwich. Yeah,
That's right. That's right. Might be. Forgot.
all good.
So you look at a path that it curves off in the distance. You can just barely, vaguely make out like these very dark, ominous clouds in the direction of the scar. You look back towards Fort Vignan and continue on. About maybe half a mile or so down the way, you look over, and there is just kind of the ruins of a small kind of like hill or mountain village. It looks like it's been abandoned for some time. It just seems like some sort of a ghost town. It's more, I'd say, somewhere around here-ish, kind of in this tri-hex area. You just look over and you see a couple of dilapidated huts and whatnot, with just a very small winding path leading down.
They look like dilapidated, as in like long abandoned, or
Yeah,
like
definitely.
long abandoned. Okay.
Yeah, it definitely looks like you can see one of them. The roof is just collapsed inward. Everything at this point, it has like vines around it and algae and just looks very, very worn.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I figure we see this from like a pretty decent distance away, probably.
You walk around it and then you see this little winding path down, and again, some of these buildings are completely torn down, and what's left standing is just like bleached white, weather worn. Again, there's like the ceilings are caved in, like just stuff like that. Just definitely been long abandoned.
What's it called? Well, since it's so close to the path, I mean, I'll turn to whoever's driving the caravan. I'm like, what's up with that town over there? When did that happen?
This is new land to me. I'm not sure. I've never been this far north.
I was asking the what's it called? Caravan leader guy.
Oh, okay.
I regaled them about a story about how the people there pissed me off once. So I cursed and raised their village, and they never could go back. Moral story: don't piss me off.
The caravan driver in the cart that you guys are in or walking beside kind of laughs. No, nothing like that. He gestures over. Before Fort Vignan was formed, there was quite a few little villages like this. Since Fort Vignan's been built up, since House of Cineran took over a few hundred years ago, well, there's been no need for outposts like this. Many of them have been abandoned. Every now and again you'll see a couple of people, usually the less fortunate of society, living in some of the rundown huts, but for the most part, they're just abandoned.
I'm sorry, what was the name of that house you said again?
House
Cinnamon.
House Cineran.
Yeah. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's the folks. The folks running Fort Vignan, right? Yeah, that's the name.
Yeah, Felix, he nods. Yeah, that would be my, that's who I know in Fort Vignan.
Well, damn, we got a bit of a high roller over here.
Yeah, we ran into a bit of an issue the last time we came here. And, well,
Yeah, what
we
happened?
helped them out, they helped us out.
Well, that doesn't seem like an issue.
Well, there's some creatures to the mines in the north. Onkeg, if you've ever heard of them.
No? What's up?
No, can't say as I have.
Would I have, living in the desert?
Yeah, I would say straight up you would know, because in this setting, like, that's where they come from. It's like the desert. A lot of the monstrosities come specifically out of the Scar, but yes.
So they have trouble with eggs around here. Like, are they like dinosaur thingies, or? I get them to describe to me what an onk egg is.
Half praying mantis, half giant ant.
Yeah, the caravan leader has no idea. So Felix begins describing to you. Again, Kaladin also, you know exactly. And Kaladin, you do think it's a bit weird that Onkeg would be here. Because you know that they usually reside in the Scar. Some of them are more in the desert region, but for them to be this far east is fairly strange.
Also, fucking
At least
fucking
from
nasty.
what you know of them.
Maybe something we can check out while we're here.
Felix speaks up. Yeah, we've checked it out. It's pretty bad in the mines. We took out quite a few of them, but we had to leave to do the business with the Knolls. So it was never fully resolved. I'm not sure what's become of it.
Well, if it's still not fully resolved, that sounds like something to do this weekend.
Possibly.
Yeah, you can go ask around with your noble friends.
I'd say more acquaintances than friends. As he kind of like rubs the top of his head a little shyly.
Well, they know you. That's close enough.
Alright, so we'll say, yeah, so in this hilled area, it breaks off. It's probably safer, better to go here. That's probably the way the path would go. So you guys kind of camp out. There's just like large fields and fields with scattered outposts of, this is just agriculture. Just a bunch of farmers out here. You guys stop for the night. You're probably like at least 4 miles out or so. 3 miles, 4 miles out from Fort Vignan. Again, it's slow going with the cart, but again, you guys have no issues through the night. You pack up early the next morning and head out, and you guys obviously don't have to roll going into the city. So like late morning, like 9ish, 10ish maybe, you roll up to Fort Vignan. Kaladin, you notice this is more of like a free city. You can see that there is a gate, but it's not so much like defensive walls, like thick defensive walls, as it is just more like a fence, if that makes sense.
Less like Kermont was.
Yes, it's not so much of a fort as it is like again, like a free city, a free trading city, and that's also the kind of environment you get. So when you go in, there's no hassle with the guards. They kind of nod. You can see there's people and caravans and whatnot going in and out. And as you get to the center of Fort Vignan, it is just like one large trading stall. There is all manner of booths and stands and stalls and whatnot, just littered throughout. Even at this, because it's like later in the morning, so yes, so pretty much everybody's out doing business at this point.
Sweet.
The caravan leads you. Let's see here. I gotta look at the map for Fort Vignan. One second. Okay, great. So, yeah, as you get to this, I can just show this to you. You guys can see that? Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I hit show to players, but it doesn't. I have no way of knowing if it actually does it.
Yeah, no,
Shantytown,
it pops up.
Gates, Market. Sweet.
So you guys you guys are coming up from the south here, and kind of in this corner, like right above the N in Craftsman. There's fucking craftsmen everywhere. What am I talking about? On the left side of the market square, where there's like that crossroads leading to the western path, and then also leading to the keep.
Yeah, the crossroads like craftsman, merchant.
Yes. So the top craftsman above the N, where that literally is just like a corner right there. that's where you are guided by this caravan. And you pull around the back. You can see a bunch of just buff dudes come out, speak to the caravan master real quick, and then just begin unloading. They're just like ho 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 ho. They're just taking sacks and crates and whatnot out of the
We watched the
caravan.
wagon our stuff's in.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you can see as they go right over, they're just paying no mind. They begin to pick up one of your items.
Hold on, that stays.
Yeah.
Looks over to the caravan
Well-
master, who confirms, and then sorry
I
about
show
that.
them basically which items stay. No worries.
He kinda
So are
nods
we
his head.
keeping the weapons in the chest, right? And then we're giving back
And
the rest of the stuff, or
Yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff. So
Yeah, that we took from the place.
there was a couple of crates, not a whole lot of them, but a couple of crates that had the sigil, the Augusto sigil on it. Assume that those would want to go back to him.
Back all the way
And
to Fort Bigman.
the rest of them were just various, like you don't recognize any of the symbols that are on them, but there are some more, again, mostly just like trading goods. Some of them have like wool and whatnot in them.
can I speak to one of maybe the caravan master or one of the caravan hands and whoever looks like they're in charge anyway. And I want to pull him aside and be like, are you headed back to Kermond after this?
He nods. Yeah. It's the plan anyway.
Can you pass on this letter to Mr. Augusto? I just want to let him know that we found some of his goods, and while we're not expecting pay or anything, maybe and I hand him a letter that just says Mr. Augusto, we found some of your stuff, or I probably actually would give it to Gerard or address it to him because he probably would deal with most of that.
We found a
And-
bandit lair, bugbears, and this is what was here.
Yeah, and just be like, this is what was here. This is what we found. We're not expecting payment or anything, but maybe a room next time, or maybe another one of those parties, and yours truly, the rest of us.
You know what? Actually, why don't we take our chest with the rings and the chains and the gems and stuff.
And leave the
We'll
rest
sell
for you.
that off, but the rest of the crates and the weapons and stuff that we're not going to take, let's just let them take that back to Kermont. And
Oh, put it
why
in
don't
our
we just
debt.
add that to your letter, Anthony, that we're willing to sell off all these excess things since we have no need for them. We're more than willing to let you acquire them, and we'll pick up whatever payment. Sorry, give me a sec.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get some kind of feat or something there, help when we need it, or a
Like
specialty
an IOU
item.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, an
or a
extra
specialty
foot.
item that he'll look for us, or
The nub of an extra foot begins to grow at a
Come
nice
back.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was just saying. So yeah, just add that to the letter. Let them know that we're willing to sell them all these excess goods at a preferential rate, and we'll just pick up payment for it when we get back.
Yeah, I'll definitely take some brownie points with Mr. Augusto. So he seems like the rich dude in town. So
Very good.
And then we'll just take our big chest with the
good
rings
stuff.
and the chains, and we'll go sell that in the market or something ourselves.
He nods. Very well. I'll be sure to let him know.
I appreciate that.
Right. And then with that, I guess we just haul our chest off of the cart. And anyways, so we're here now. Do y'all want to go find a room first, and then we can sell all this stuff here? Just kind of kick the crate on the ground, or the chest.
Sounds good.
Okay. Felix, you know a tavern or something? that we can get rooms for a couple nights.
I don't think that I do. No, he totally does. Hold on.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what?
Somewhere mid-range. Yeah, not the cheapest, but not the most expensive.
There was a place. Just have to remember here. And get through
Yeah,
my.
whatever happened to that little girl that used to follow us around?
We left her. We found her a nice apprenticeship deal with
Oh,
what's
that's
his
right, she
face magic
apprenticed to the gnome guy. Right.
Virgil.
What the heck, yo? Yeah, this is my task is to go through my notes, and I'm trying to put them all in an
Yeah.
Excel document because they're just a mess. Actually, like the episodes where you guys found these, or you came to Fort Vignan the first time, I like must have spilled water or something, so like half of the ink is like all messed up.
That's where I found the cloak of protection +3 that I'm wearing. That's my Reaper robes.
Oh yeah, I forgot
yeah,
about that.
yeah, that's it. I imagine I'm getting some weird looks there.
Okay,
Huh.
okay. Oh yeah. So finally, he's walking around the market square for a bit, and then the Silver Stag. That's where we were staying last time.
Let's go.
Sounds cute.
All right. So
follow him and just glance around, look at the city as we go. Take in the sight.
so there is just a large, diverse community here. You can see there's quite a few dragonborn. There's quite a few tieflings, humans, dwarves, elves. Like it's just like a good mix of everything. There seems to be no bad blood. It's just just the atmosphere of like very free trade and just good spirits.
Well, we used to have mad love. Now we've got bad blood.
So so you arrive at this establishment. It has just a little sign, a little wooden sign on it with just the engraving of a stag. And you walk in. There's a little
Alright.
chime. I'm not gonna
By
roll.
the way, guys,
Yeah.
just in case, just letting the other guys know that I've changed my dress since we found that nice those silk robes there. I now have a black robe and I found a scythe. So I got a black robe and a scythe, and that's how I'm walking around now.
Imagine I just kind of walk on the edge of the street, close enough to follow, but far enough away to dissociate with stuff from Bulgarian.
There you go. That's the way. He likes it.
So as you walk in with a little ding, you can see a female blue dragonborn walking out. She's just very adorned. She has kind of like these long, kind of dangling earrings. She's got like 3 or 4 of them on each ear. As she's walking over, she's like wiping her hands. Oh, it is you. Hello, welcome back. Looks over to Felix, who kind of waves back. Well, welcome, Felix and your friends. Looking to stay the night? A few nights?
Yes, we'd like to procure at least a couple of rooms for, let's say 3 nights for now.
She nods.
Sounds good.
Very good. Very good. Would you like dinner or no? dinner?
Yeah.
Dinner, yes, and
Yeah.
Oh,
drink.
how about whatever.
Very good. So that will be, because there's 4 of you. I'm like miscounting because I am being a person in this conversation to myself and y'all. So yeah, normally it'd be 12 gold pieces, but with this many, 10, and we'll call it good.
Okay. And I'll just, what's it called? Dig some out of the chest and hand it over.
Yeah, and if you wish to get rid of some of the silver or copper, you can do that as well. She's more than willing to take on some of that, whatever the equivalent is of 10 gold pieces.
That's, how many silver is it to gold? Right?
10.
10.
10?
Yeah,
10
it's
copper,
Alright,
10
then,
silver, 1 gold.
a
Then yeah,
gold.
if it's 10 gold.
If you think of gold as $1,
Hmm.
and then silver is
Dimes and pennies.
dimes. Yeah.
Alright, then yeah, I guess we'll
And
hand
which one would be
over-
quarters?
I won't be awful and hand her 100 silvers, but I will hand her 5 golds out of the chest and then dig through and get out 50 silvers to hand over. Slightly less.
Yeah, she nods. And you know too, like some people pay in gold, but like it's very common to pay in silver for most stuff. That's probably like the more common currency for like little exchanges. So she nods and gives you guys keys to your rooms. You guys go upstairs. As you begin walking up, she like very kind of like suspiciously eyes Belgarian.
I look back at her and nod. It's not your time yet.
Well, I would hope not. All right, so yeah, it's probably probably 11 o'clock or so, like a little bit before lunch. At this point, you guys are free to do whatever you wish.
All right. I'm going to go down the bar and have a drink.
It's time to hit the market.
I'm... yeah, I'm gonna go try and, yeah, me and Kaladin, I guess, can go try and sell off the loot.
Okay.
Well, if you're going to go sell the loot right away, then I'll follow you.
Alright.
Not that I'm distrustful.
What's it called? We can, what's it called? To make this easy, I guess we can take the money out, the gold, silver, and copper. Felix is a trustworthy sort. We can leave him to watch it, and we'll just take the rings, chains, and gems in the chest down to the market. Y'all fine with that?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Alright, then
I want to take a little bit first there to use my ear to the ground to see if there's rumors about someone who's lost caravans with large ruby or something. See if I get anything back on that before we sell it. Or
Did you want to try to chat? Is that what the drink was for? Try to chat up the bar a little bit?
yeah, chat up with the ear to the ground.
Yeah,
We can wait then. Or I can anyway.
Yeah, it'll take us some time to... It'll probably take us a decent amount of time anyways to just, like, sort out and make sure we got all of the chains, gems, rings, and stuff separated from the money, so you can, like, hang out down in the bar, I guess, for that. While we, try and... Me, Felix, and Calvin try and sort through all the stuff up in the room. So, I just realized I need to remove all these weapons and stuff from the party loot. Because we gave all the weapons to the caravan, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now I just got the big shiny in the chest.
all right. So, yeah. So as you're separating that, Belgarian, you gleam from talking to the barkeep and whatnot. There's not like a whole lot of people in here, but you glean that
Anyone I could visit or reasonably close by or something? Or...
Yeah, sure. I'll say that. So it starts in the bar. You don't really get a whole lot. You get a couple of like, well, there's been gnolls and highwaymen and stuff like that. Um, just kind of like getting various shipments. Nothing that stands out to you as like here is a source that somebody who lost a large gem. Um, and as you're kind of going through, talking to this person and that person, um, a kind of shadier individual approaches you and, a large gem, you say?
Yes.
Well, there was an individual looking for something of that nature not too long ago. It was quite a while ago, now that I think about it. I can't quite remember the details. If only I had. He holds out his hand. If only I had a way to jog my memory.
I don't know. I'm very intimidating, and I think maybe you should tell me what you know first, and I'll see if it's worth maybe a gold piece or two.
Gold piece or two. Good luck, friend.
All right, I'm just trying to do the right thing and find the owner to return it. But okay. Well, I may have some other stuff to sell that I found. Are you interested in buying stuff like that?
He turns back around.
Sorted rings, chains, odds and ends of jewelry that I know couldn't really find an owner, or couldn't be sure of who the owner was because they're commonplace.
He rubs his kind of like thin hands together. Yes, I think I could find a home for them.
All right. Well, I tell you what there. I'll talk to my friends and let them know we might have someone that's agreed to purchase. And where can I get a hold of you if we need to?
Ah, friends. Glorious day. Well, you can get a hold of me. Yeah, and he like looks around a little bit and then he scribbles down something on a piece of paper.
All right. Great. So I've got another person that'll probably come with me to carry it. It's fairly encumbering. So I'll get a hold of you when I'm ready.
Well,
We can make that arrangement.
wouldn't want to burden you now, of course.
I hope you have lots of gold to pay off the gems, because there's probably quite a bit there.
He smiles. I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Alrighty. Alright, I head back. And as I go back, I'm like, woohoo! I've made an arrangement to meet a guy who I think is going to try to double cross us and steal some stuff. So not only do I get to bash some heads, but we can take whatever they bring to pay us for the gems too. What do you guys think? Do you want to spring a trap and have some fun? Oh, I see Calvin's already writing something in chat.
Kaladin thinks it says, that sounds like a terrible idea.
But it'll be fun.
We're in a
I know,
town
that
where we
sounds
don't know
nasty.
anyone.
Well, we know this guy. Sort of. Oh, I forgot to get his name.
I'm sure it'll work. Do you know where we're meeting with him at least, even if you don't know his name?
Yeah, he gave me an address to
An
look him up
address.
there.
Okay. Well, what time were you supposed to meet him?
Well, I didn't set a time there. This would be to get a hold of him to set up the time.
I mean, could do a bit of some investigative work into that, possibly. Maybe
Yeah.
you go set it up. This meeting. You get a name for me. Set it up for like tomorrow or something.
Is the name or anything written on that paper besides like a address type thing or a contact? You give me
There's
his
no-
email address, or
Yeah, there's no Gmail, email, postal code, none of that.
no?
No,
Um,
no AIM account.
It's just I hang
No.
around down by this dock. Yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially he draws out a very crude version of this map, and he just circles a small area of it.
All right.
Or actually, probably it'd be like an X. Maybe it's an X.
All right, so how's about this? You go. You get me a name. I'll arrange a meeting for tomorrow or the day after. I'll do a bit of investigative work and find out about this guy.
Yeah, we could just go down to this area that's X'd off and take a look ourselves down there.
I mean, there's some other people. I'm sure I can do a bit of asking around. But yeah, no. I mean, of course, we're gonna do our own investigation. But always good to get some groundwork to work from. I think we should get a name first before that.
Well, there you go.
So, how's about you do that? I'll get in touch with some people, some old contacts. I'll make sure I can find them, and you get me a name, and we'll see what we can do.
There you go.
about,
Did you?
verifying this?
Did
body.
we want to check the market for any itemy stuff there, or get these things appraised by an actual merchant?
Yeah, I think we should do that too. I think I mean we can kind of do a bit of splitting up here for the rest of the day. How about Bulgarian? You since this guy hasn't seen us, right? He just met Bulgarian. That was it.
Yeah.
All right, then he's only seen you. Why don't you go ahead and go talk to this guy, Kaladin? You can handle yourself, and you're strong enough to carry that crate, that chest around pretty easily. Why don't you go get the gems and the necklaces and the what's it called, the rings appraised. I'll go work on getting my contacts set up, and then we meet back tonight and work from there.
I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with him going alone with the chest, because if something does happen, he's gonna have to put it down to defend himself.
That's a fair point. I mean,
So I'll just hang around him and go with him. Let
okay,
him do the lead, and I'll just stand in the back and look intimidating and helpful.
okay, and then you guys can, well, maybe not both of you, but Bulgarian, after you guys handle the what's it called,
The
the
appraisals and
appraisal,
stuff. Yeah.
you can then go.
Alrighty,
And Kaladin will have your back. He'll just not be so obvious.
not be so obvious. There you go.
All right,
Sounds good to
Well-
me.
it sounds like a plan. So
Let's do it.
you guys go head off. Do that. You can start working on that, and I'll be on my way. Yeah.
Yes. So let's start looking around for. I guess a jeweler would probably be our best bet since we're looking to get rid of a lot of gold.
Yes. So you take a look around the market square. Again, there's a lot of stalls, so it takes you a little bit. You're navigating, but you do come across this this one tiefling individual. She has kind of like I'm trying to think of what you put it, but almost like damn, I'm trying to think of the term for it, but kind of like earrings, sort of, but like adornments for her horns instead. And just very kind of like Western attire. You would definitely recognize this Kaladin, and has just like a long silk robe on, and you can see her stand is just, she has like a lot of stuff like that. She's got like amulets and rings and things of that nature. A couple of just gemstones that have been cut.
I was like, I look up kind of excited to see something like a familiar, or almost familiar face, and I brush over maybe too excitedly, and like nudge the cart a little too hard with the chest, like trying to get up to it.
She. "Oh, well,
I'm so sorry. Sorry, I was just excited to see a familiar face. It's we're a long way from home.
why yes we are." And she kind of like does a subtle like head nod. Very nice to see another. Do you have business with me?
Yes, and I put the box kind of down and like open it up so she can see it and be like, well, we've recently come into a little bit of treasure, and we'd like to. We have no need for it, and see if maybe we could sell it for a reasonable price.
Well, of course.
I'm gonna insight her reaction when she looks in there to see
Oh,
if
her eyes open a little bit. You can go ahead and make the check anyway, but I mean, you guys definitely have a sizable pile of stuff. So as you like open it back excitedly, you can see her eyes also like, oh, and she catches herself. She nods, and a couple people that were like browsing her wares and whatever, she not necessarily shoos them off, but makes sure that there's enough room for you guys as you're coming up from the side. Bulgarian, you don't see anything like I'm trying to think of how to put it, but
Malicious.
yeah, there's nothing malicious. She does look genuinely kind of like taken aback for a second, not expecting when
Okay.
he opened it up, but nothing sinister or malicious.
just honest, like, wow, that's a lot.
Right.
Okay.
How big? Like I'm trying to imagine this chest. So this chest is small enough that I can carry like is it like a cubic foot?
Like a shoebox.
Oh,
Size
okay.
15
It's-
shoes.
It's kind of like I would say probably 2 feet wide by probably a foot and a half tall, and then deep probably again another foot and a half.
Is this thing full?
No, it's
Oh, okay. All right. Because yeah, like we keep saying we have a lot, and I keep picturing like the stereotypical like overflowing chest, and I just wanted to make sure I knew how much we had.
yeah, even that chest was not like 100% full. Like if you guys have taken out the coins out of it, then it's it's just however many um I'd
Rings and
mentioned.
stuff.
Yeah.
You said like 50 some odd or whatever, like
Yeah.
different pieces.
Yeah, so it would mostly be like if you've taken the coins out, it'd be pretty much like the bottom of of the uh of the chest, pretty much.
Cool.
So you're looking like silver and gold jewelry and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
All right.
so as you do that, she kind of gestures over. Please come here, and she has kind of like a side table that has like a canopy to block from the sun or whatever, and she has like some like a jeweler's lens and things like that. And she kind of gestures to the table. May I?
Being a
Oh.
merchant, I mentioned, I met this guy who was going to buy some stuff from us, and I described the guy and where I met him and asked if she knows anything about him.
She looks at you peculiarly. At first, just because, but as you're talking to her, like a little bit more. And, well, she shakes her head. I don't believe it is a very good man.
No, I didn't get that impression either.
Not one I would do business with. I would stay very clear of him.
I wonder if there's a bounty out to collect for him. I'm a bounty hunter after all.
Possibly. I know not of this.
Anyway, we'll let you go back to the gyms.
She nods and she with your kind of guided, like your permission, everything kind of like gently dumps out the pile that you have, and like begins like just gently like kind of like stacking them to the side and going through them one by one. Some of these are very very good, some not so good. You want a price for the whole thing?
Yeah,
if
if you're
be so
Everything.
kind.
Okay. So she goes through it and she separates it into like several piles. So she has the silvers. There's approximately, like, out of all the rings, there's probably about 6 or 7 of them that are silver. And there's like 2 or 3 chains. There's probably more than that. There's probably like 6 or 7 that are silver chains. And she says, I will give you 10 gold pieces for these ones. These are a little less expensive, but not terrible.
I think that sounds fair. Some gold for silver. Of course, I don't know anything about it, economics and prices.
Yeah, do I think like do we like? I can't even be like, oh, do we think that's a good price? Yeah, because I have no idea. Like,
Yeah.
Kaladin would have no idea. So
I'm just gonna.
I mean, Bulgarian, you're a little bit more of a. I mean, you're both like men of the world, but like in a business sense, like you could go ahead and make like trying to think what that would be like for a price check. It's not like a persuasion, but just like in intelligence, maybe like just an intelligence. I think
Oh, then we're screwed.
would be appropriate.
There you go. Can Kaladin do it? Because, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Ed, and do that. Anthony, yeah,
Mhm.
okay. So, yeah, to both of you, like that seems like reasonable for the amount of objects. And again, like
And she's
a
got to
little-
mark it up. And
I was gonna say like maybe if like does she have like the price of her wares like that she's selling out, and is there anything we could see like comparable that would be like, oh, okay, she's not trying to screw us.
It's not like you could ask her like a price check on other things, and we'll say that maybe that's a part of this. But it's not like she has little cards that say like this is that and that is this. It's mostly just like she has several cases of stuff, and then
Yeah.
people ask her and whatnot.
I would say like
Alright.
after a bit like and just like going a little bit back and forth, like I trust her.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
she
sounds
seems
good
like
to me.
she's a fairly genuine person, but then also like she does have to
She's
make
a merchant,
something.
though.
Yeah. So she has to make something, but she doesn't appear to be just like bending over a barrel or anything.
We
Yeah,
could probably
so
get
yeah.
a better price if we shopped around, but she's right here.
Yeah, so she's taking a while and she goes through. She makes another pile that just has the gold chains, and there are approximately like with the gold chains, I'd make up a fair amount. There's probably like 8. I would say 8 gold chains, and she gestures for these. I will give you 2 apiece. I will do for these 23 gold pieces for these.
By weight, with 23 gold, hold them in my hand. I count out 23 gold and all. They feel about the same. Or does the gold feel a lot heavier then, or the
It
jewelry feels heavier?
It feels roughly the same.
Because I know that there's got to be work into the jewelry, and jewelry does sell for more. So if they're basically about the same, then what she's selling us or giving us is basically just the by weight.
Seems like I think
you-
it's like the worked stuff too. So
yeah. So it's like it's money marked price versus maybe a or pawn shop price versus a jeweler who's knows he's going to resell. So I'm gonna push for a little bit more. Maybe an extra, 25% or something on that, because I think you get more for finished product than you do for just weight. Maybe with persuasion or.
Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion. So as you go back and forth, she nods. I will tell you what. I will give you 23. 27 for this pile.
So was it 10 gold altogether for the silver, and then it's 27 total for the second stuff, or is it per piece?
No. It's for the second
Piles.
for the second pile, which is 8. It's just 8
Oh, okay.
gold chains. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And she gestures and she shows you. Many of these are they are worn, to say the least. I would have to recondition them, and of course, I have to make something on these too.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
All right. Yep.
Very good. And she kind of like head bows and pushes off the second. So then she starts digging into the bulk of the rings. So there was. I'm just trying to keep track too. So there's 8 gold chains. There was what did I say? Was it 7 silver chains?
7 silver, 8 gold.
So that's 15, and then there was also some rings in there. There's 5 silver rings, I believe, which would be bringing it up to 20 pieces. So the rest here. Hold on, doing the maths here. Yeah, so the rest are assorted gold rings. The vast majority of them are just simple gold bands, like for probably like wedding bands.
Rings.
But a couple of them you see probably about here. I'll make a roll here. Okay, so 4 out of those appear to be like nicer, like high quality. But again, the bulk of them are not so. So she separates out. She does one large pile that has like the pretty much plain gold wedding bands. A lot of them are worn, like scratched up and stuff. 1 or 2 of them are even like a little, dented in. And she looks them over. For these, I will give. Again, this is quite a bit. For the plain bands, I will give you. I will say I will give you 45 gold for
That
these.
sounds good to me. What about you?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right, 45 it is.
That's more than I expected to get.
Yeah,
She nods. And for these last ones, what was that?
Yeah, that was just my spirits. Don't worry.
So she takes out the last 4 again because they've been clanking around. Like they are a little bit dinged up, but they also have like nice jewels in them and stuff. And she looks them over. These are nicer pieces. For these, she plops one down. For this one, I will give you 25 gold pieces for this. For this one, I will give you about 10 for this, 15 for this, and 18 for that. And she's like setting them down one by one.
All right.
Do we want to take... So, real quick, I think Kaladin would take the... You said there was 10, 15, 18, 25?
Yes.
Okay. Kaladin would take the 18 one, and he's like, I'm going to hold on to this one out of game, just in case Felix wants anything, and he may just want the gold, and we can always come back. Worst comes to worst. So,
And now we know approximately what it's worth, so If we
Yeah.
have to sell it, it's easier to carry.
Yeah, and Kaladin knows that like rings and gems are kind of like he comes from like arcane stuff, and that those are kind of like big things that they use. So he's
Right.
get him something, and then the other three we'll say are good unless you want anything.
No, I'm good there now.
So
She
another
mentioned that she does her own like work on it and stuff there, and makes her own jewelry.
She hasn't explicitly said that, but like looking over, yes, you can see that she does have like jeweler's kits. And you can see from this angle behind the counter, there are some like works in progress, or like she has kind of like a bin that she's like working from.
All right, so I'm gonna pull out the ruby chain and ask her, what can you tell me about this?
At that, her eyes open up and she kind of nods to you.
Are you talking about the big shiny one we found?
Yeah, the big shiny.
I thought I was wearing that.
Oh, you have that one? Okay.
Mm.
Well, then
Was it a ruby or a sapphire?
Yeah,
it's
it
a ruby.
was a sapphire for sure.
Oh, I thought it was a ruby.
Totally wearing
Yeah,
a
it
sapphire.
was a bluebie.
Oh, okay.
a bluebie.
There you go. All right, I nudge you then. Show her the
Yeah,
the
I'll
other
take
thing.
it off and let her inspect it.
She just very graciously like puts her hands out and inspects it. This is a very. Where did you get this? This is very, very nice.
It was recovered from some bugbears who were running a bandit scheme outside of town.
They got what was coming to them.
Would you be able to tell by the way it's made or stuff? Maybe if there's a maker's mark or anything you can tell us about who may have crafted it?
I can take a look. Yes. One
Because I
moment.
would like to get it back to its owners, but barring that, I'd like to sell it and go on a 6-day bender.
Yes, back to its owner. That would be the best thing to do.
So she
Kaladin is totally deadpan when he says this.
she
As he's-
laughs and those bastards got what was coming to them. Yes, I
And
will
as we
take a
leave
look
there-
for you.
And as we leave, he's hurriedly saying, "I'll catch up in a minute," as he's talking to her about making an exact copy at a glass to show me to give to someone.
Jeez.
Okay. Yes, this is very old. This has the mark of the Univir. It was a family of jewelers from a few hundred years ago. And she hands it back to you. This is from England originally, but who owns it now, I don't know. It is a very nice piece.
Well, we tried. I guess it's party. And what would this be worth?
It is, friend, it is hard to say. At a quick glance, maybe even possibly 1,000 gold pieces, perhaps. But again, it is hard to say with a piece like this. It is so old. From a reputable family, it could be a collectible.
Put it back
Kaladin's-
in your shirt. Put
Yeah,
it back in your
Kaladin's
shirt.
jaw drops like cartoon style.
Oh, well, we certainly thank you very much for helping us divest of all these little trinkets there.
She kind of like bows graciously, and if you'd like, and she like reaches for it a little bit and then like withdraws. I could polish it. It is a very beautiful piece. For free. You can watch. Craftsmanship is amazing.
As someone who understands that learning from this is how she learns, is by like looking at these things. I kind of like sympathize with her a little bit and like take it, like I do. Like, is there anyone like around us who is like ogling?
No, it's kind of like it is busy, but like you have a couple feet of space and nobody's really like giving you much mind.
We're off to the side at Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah, so I'll let her do that, and if she can polish up the other ring we kept for Felix, and I'll be willing to pay for that one though.
Yeah. Not to worry. I will do it for free. And yeah, so she goes to work. Um, it takes her, a little bit. It takes her like 20 minutes or 25 minutes to do them both. But at the end, like especially the amulet just looks like mint. Like the sapphire in it is like really huge, and the way it's cut and the way it reflects light is just like amazing.
Cool. Do you know anybody around here who can do or does like enchantments on jewelry, or maybe has magical jewelry or items for sale?
Didn't Felix say his? Oh, sorry.
I have a one piece here, and she goes over to her stand and takes out just like a mahogany box, and in it there are like 3 rings in there, and she picks one out and kind of gestures and like just kind of like shows you without like giving it to you, and then puts it back in the box.
And what's the provenance of that ring?
Well, this it is something that makes you more personable to people. Makes people more comfortable around you. More charismatic, if you wish.
Ah. Well, I don't know that I need that. Everybody kind of likes me now. Giggity. And how much would such an item cost?
A piece like this, I would normally charge 2,000 gold pieces for this.
That's not too bad.
It's very rare.
I think it's a little out of party funds at the moment.
Yeah, a little far out, but yeah, we'll keep it out if we manage to find another bugbear lair. Clear out.
She smiles. Understandable.
Is the chest we have for all this stuff in decent condition, or is it kind of beat up?
It's, I mean, functionality-wise, yeah, it's in, like, it can still hold stuff. It's sturdy enough, but I mean, it's definitely been dinged around and whatever.
Do we want to keep the chest?
Well, might as well. Then we have at least something to carry other loose coins and stuff in.
Sure.
Strap it to a horse or something.
So, if my math is correct, all the stuff sold minus the 1 ring we're keeping for Felix would be 132 total.
Correct.
Cool.
There you go.
And as you leave, happily, you can
And we'll
see.
thank her.
Yeah, she bows deeply. Thank you for your hospitality.
It's always nice to help another tiefling. Is what I would say if I were one and I look at you. Yeah. Besides, she was hot.
So
I'd do her with you.
you can see from this angle, you can still kind of see from behind the stand as she takes what you've given her. She puts the 4 pieces up on kind of like the top of the stand, and then takes the rest of them and kind of like puts them in a few bins underneath.
Okay. I take a look around. Anybody seem like they're watching or following us, or?
Yeah, make a perception check.
This is where bounty hunting comes in.
Yeah, so you see, like, you don't recognize them, but you see 2 actually, kind of on like 180 opposite sides of like the market square. They're just kind of
Okay.
like leaning up against buildings. They just look kind of shady, like they're trying to look inconspicuous, but just because of like your background, you can see like those guys are up to something. And one of them just appears to be just scanning the crowd. The other one locks eyes with you for a second and then looks away.
I wink at him. I'm gonna have Fluffy. She's in Raven since we're in a city. I'm gonna have her like fly up on around the corner and up on some rooftops to keep an eye there. Let us know if it looks like trouble coming our way.
Okay, 10-4. So, back to Oliver, because it's been a little while.
Okay.
So, you were scouting out some of the other more unsavory parts of the city, which lead to you outside of the gates to kind of this northern shanty town.
Okay.
There's kind of a region where the shanty towns, this slummy area, kind of becomes more of middle class to middle upper class, where this gate is on the north side. And in there, you stumble across the kind of people that have escaped the slums, but built an empire on the slums, if you will.
Okay. Yeah.
The bigwigs of the criminal world, if you will, the middle upper class of the criminal world.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I'll just be. All right. And you say I found like this place. Sorry, I got sidetracked for a second looking at the chat. So what's it called? So I found a central location. Sorry, or I
Yeah.
just know this area. Okay.
You know, like from the tell, like this area is definitely shady. You could stop in and attempt to I mean, really speak with anything. It really depends on what you're going for.
Okay. What's it called? Is there any I don't know, any kind of place where people are gathering pretty much?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of like ale houses and stuff out this way. Like bars and stuff are kind of a dime a dozen in this sort of area.
Okay, and all right, well, I'll make my way towards a somewhat nicer looking one that doesn't look like it's like about to part or something. Just like, yeah, a nicer but still like shadiest looking one I can find. Like, look over my clothes, make sure I don't look too well off or anything. Just like take a second before I walk in, or really walk into this area in general. Just make sure my clothes don't look too good. If I have like a light like traveling cloak, like throw that on over whatever I'm wearing. Make sure nothing I'm wearing looks too nice. Also make sure at least like one of my swords looks pretty obvious.
Okay, fair enough.
And then yeah, just walk into one of the shadier looking but nice relatively to this area looking alehouses, tavern, whatever's.
Okay, so you go in. It has kind of like almost like a Wild West kind of like saloon style like door on it. And as you go in, you can see the bar is full at this point. Mostly people in just like like cotton pants, shirt, whatever. And again, not like upper class by any means, but not like super slums either. And yeah, most of them are covering the bars. You can see some people playing games of chance throughout at various tables.
Okay. I'll take a glance around the let's go. Take a glance around the whole bar. Look, anyone who's like kind of keeping an eye on the door at all.
Yeah, there's a guy in the back corner that appears to be, he's just kind of like scanning. He's sipping his drink lightly and just like scanning the room.
Okay. And yeah, I see. Maybe not necessarily sketchy looking sort, but someone who's like keeping an eye. Just yeah, he's keeping an eye on the bar in general. Pretty much like looks like someone who that's just what he does is he keeps an eye on the bar, or just someone who happens to be looking around. I assume he's not.
He appears to be looking like with purpose. Like
Okay.
He's keeping tabs.
All right. I'll try and lock eyes with him for like a moment at one point, but I'll go grab a quick drink first. And but from there, I'll grab a second one, and I'll go over to him. He doesn't have anyone with him, right?
Correct. Yeah, he's just by himself.
All right. I'll bring a second drink on over to him. I'll take a drink from one, and then hand that same one over to him and sit down.
Hey, old friend. What can I do you for?
Just looking to make myself known around the city. See, just get a idea of what kind of factions we got going around in our underground here. Had some things I was wanting to look into. A person specifically. Don't have a name yet. I'll have that soon. But I was curious if you knew the kind of people I might want to talk to about that.
And what kind of people would that be? And he takes a sip.
You know, our sort of people, you know. Kind that tend to stick to these sorts of, call them environment. You know, we're not the best off, but we have some certain skills.
Ah, well, skills are always useful.
Indeed, especially in my type of work. But
He nods his head.
also maybe looking to make a few purchases, possibly things that you know, we won't find in the markets. Maybe
Sure thing.
you know, certain kind of medicine. You know where I could find that?
Depends what you're looking for specifically, but I'm sure we can work something out.
I have the means, so looking for maybe some higher quality. That and some, you know, a bit of a kit to help with my acting. You know. Things, you know, put on a good mask and all that.
He nods. He leans in close. Alright. Go on ahead. Behind this place. And then he proceeds to give you directions down like take a left, go straight, take a right. He gives you directions for like a few streets down. Now there's a little crook in the wall. You'll see a small brick building that's almost squeezed between two. That's where you're gonna want to go.
Alright. Thank you very much for the, what? You got a name or anything you prefer to go by?
For me?
Yeah.
You can call me Shifter.
Shifter. Pleasure to meet you, Shifter.
He nods. Likewise.
Okay. You can call me, what to go by for this? Let's go with Cloak.
That's a good name. Alright,
Hopefully it's
well-
not taken. I'll, and, is there anyone I'm meeting in this, crook of this building? Name that I should know?
Yeah. You'll want to look for Anderton.
Anderton, you got it. All right. Well,
He won't give
Thank
you
you for
any
your
trouble
time.
if you tell him Shifter sent you.
you got it. Thank you for your time. And I'll palm him 2 gold as I'm on my way out.
He nods. Good luck, don't get stabbed.
It comes with the territory. And make my way out and head to that place where he gave me the directions to. A little crook in the wall.
Okay. So you get there, and just as he said, it looks kind of like, it's almost like crooked. It's shaped almost like slightly like a parallelogram that's like squeezed in between these two, and just barely has enough room for like the steps to like get in.
Take just a quick glance around, see if there's anyone looking around outside.
It's kind of a slummy area. There's like a lot of people sitting on their stoop.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of them have like some chew, and they're just like spitting in a spittoon. Yeah, just kind of like, again, just sitting there on their stoop, being stoop
Okay.
kids.
Alright, yeah, if no one's bugging me, then I'll just, make my way into the little area here, the little building.
So there's like a little little bell, like ding, as you step in. Again, this is like a very narrow shop. It's kind of like trying to think, like a shop in like like a platform or video game. Like there's no space. You just walk right up to the counter, pretty much.
I'm thinking of like, have you played Stalker?
No.
Because like pretty much what's it called? One of the shops there's pretty much like you walk down to a bunker. There's one door, and that it's like pretty much like one of those really tiny gas stations where it's like you walk in. There's maybe like a couple dozen square feet of area with not really anything out there, and then there's just like a bulletproof glass window and a counter, and that's where all the business happens. I'm imagining that just minus the bulletproof window. And just like a little counter, pretty much, right?
Yeah, yeah, and you can see there's like a bunch of shelves kind of behind this counter.
Mm-hmm. All right. And walking up to it, is there anyone immediately there? Or is it look empty right in the front? I'm going to have to call out.
It has a little service bell, but there's nobody there right now.
All right,
It's almost like looking down the aisleway of like a really old library or something,
okay.
where there's not a lot of walking space like behind the counter.
I'll give it a second since they have the doorbell. So I kind of poke my head left and right, see if I can see anyone down those shelves. But if they don't come in like 30 seconds or something, I'll just give like 2 little quick rings of the bell.
Yeah, just a minute. And you
Alright.
can see as a kind of a scrawnier dude with like just like this really like dirty kind of like, I'm trying to think of, it's kind of like an elongated goatee. He's just kind of like comes in, he's like scratching himself. Yeah, what can I do you for?
Let's go. Anderton, right?
Aye.
Yeah, Shifter sent me. Was looking to make some purchases.
You come to the right place. Anderton's Antidotes.
Anderton's antidotes, huh?
Yeah, now what do you need?
Looking for a whole kit of what's it called? Sure you got some poison around?
Yeah, I got some shit. And he goes out and he kind of like takes a satchel and just begins like putting a bunch of stuff in it. You're looking for a poisoner's kit specifically, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he pulls a bunch of stuff and he sets it on the counter. Yeah, there's a little bit of everything in here.
Okay, and what's it called? Might be a bit outside your establishment's expertise, but got some makeup and stuff, basic stuff that I can put a kit together with. Am I gonna have to look somewhere else for that?
I might have some stuff for you. Hold on.
Okay.
So he goes down this very thin. He kind of like has to turn sideways a little bit, and he's like scratching the side of his belly. And as he kind of like shimmies down the hall, he goes over, bends down, and comes back up with some stuff. And yeah, so I assume also you're looking for
Disguise kit.
disguise kit. Okay.
Mhm.
So he pulls out some stuff. He's got kind of like a raggedy wig, and then like again just like a makeup kit and stuff.
Mhm.
It's a little dusty. Hasn't been using. Well, maybe it hasn't been used. I don't know.
I can work with it. This thing's always, these kind of kits always get a bit of personalization to them. As long as I got some basic stuff to work with, that's fine. And
Anything
yeah, I think
else?
for the, nah, I think that's it. How much you charge for this much?
For the 2 kits. For you? Huh. Say about 100 gold pieces sounds about right.
100 gold pieces. Let's see. You deal in information at all? Or is that something I should go talk to Shifter about?
Yeah, he's probably your man for that.
Okay. Well then, it's gonna promise you a bit of future business, but let's see. Let's see. You got any what's it called? Some basic potions?
Yeah. I got some little of this, little of that. What are you looking for?
Uh, just some straight healing potions. Just throw on extra one or two for maybe a bit of a discount with how much I'm paying you. Just a bit, not too much.
Yeah, maybe. He kind of reaches under the counter and pulls out 2 vials. They have kind of like a red liquid with like a gold flaky kind of feel to them.
Mm-hmm.
For everything, you're looking at 200. Give you
200. Mm-hmm.
give you a little bit. 190 for everything.
190, 190. Gosh, putting me in a bit of a corner with this kind of price. I think I'm gonna be in town for a bit, and I think I might need some more potions. Got some friends too who might need some. Knock it down to 150, and I can promise you some return business for some more potions if you got more.
I'll go as low as 170.
177. At 165, I'll be back probably. I can probably be back later tonight even. With got some friends selling some things off. You can come back, buy a couple more potions. Full price for those.
He nods. He So just to confirm, you said you're gonna come back and buy the stuff, or you want something now?
I said I'll buy what he's got in front of me for 165 now for the 2 potions, the 2 kits, and I'll be back tonight or tomorrow morning to buy more potions for the others using the money that we just got.
He looks for a moment, kind of like staring you down. All right. He puts his hand out.
All right. That's the deal. Give him a firm shake of the hand and hand over the 165.
Done deal. All right.
All right. Pleasure doing business with you. We'll see you again tonight or tomorrow.
I won't hold my breath, but I'll be here.
Got yourself a return customer, my friend. And walk out the door.
You can, as you like go out the door, you can see it's just kind of like shimming again, like down the hall.
Okay, and yeah, with that done, yeah, I don't have the name yet, so I'm not gonna go bug shifter. So yeah, I'll just go chill out at the inn, see if Bulgarian and Kaladin are there yet.
All right. So, gentlemen, was there anything you were doing after you get the get everything sold?
No, I think we're maybe just gonna go back and wait for the other people to meet up. I don't know. I'll check with Khaled.
Yeah, I think we were gonna wait, and I think we had some shopping to do after. But we were gonna come back and see if what people needed with our money that we have gotten from the goods.
All right. 10-4. So yeah, you guys meet back up at the Silver Stag, and you guys converse over dinner.
So we were able to procure about 132 gold pieces for everything.
Great. Yeah, I have a guy now that we can ask. You got the name of the person?
Which person?
The other guy, right? You guys were what's his name? Sketchy person. Did you guys go check him out?
Oh, I completely forgot about him.
Bulgarian, you there?
I can tell you how much I really don't want to go see him.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay. We already sold the stuff, so I'm just got Fluffy keeping an eye out to see if those guys are hanging outside the inn or something.
By the way, your mic is really what's it called? Sounds like
No, I know
you're
my laptop died, so I had to switch over to my phone.
okay. I was about to say it sounds like you're talking through some like hot balls or something.
Yeah, I gotta get ready for work soon.
Okay.
So
It's all right, man.
are you guys just doing some like city stuff with you guys now, or?
Hmm?
'Cause if you guys are just gonna do some city stuff and shopping, I'll drop off and you guys can keep going. And if you need me to shoot someone, Dylan can shoot someone.
Yeah. I mean, what's it called? So I'm like, well, I got some stuff for myself, and I also managed to pick up 2 potions. And I know a guy who we can get good potions from, and kind of promised him that we'd go buy some because
Oh,
got
there
a
you
bit
go.
of a discount on it, a little
All
bit.
right, well, you guys go get potions and stuff, and for the first time in the game, I'll just follow along quietly behind you and do whatever it is you direct me to do.
All right, and
Okay, good. I'll see you guys next week there.
okay.
Yeah, see you next week, man.
See ya.
Okay, bye.
All right.
All right. So yeah, you guys are conversing and all that.
Okay.
Is this I mean, obviously, especially because Felix isn't here as well, so we'll say he's been
Mhm.
kind of just chilling out with you guys. Do you want to just kind of leave it there, where everybody's kind of together, and then, or would
I
you?
guess.
Do you have a couple other things that you want to do before?
Huh. Well, I was gonna get the sketchy guy's name and then go ask Shifter about him and then proceed to go rob him. I'm saying this to Kaladin pretty much. Like, I'm guessing, but I'm just gonna say Bulgarian went upstairs to go to sleep. I was like, huh. I was gonna rob.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop you, but
He seems pretty sketch, and I bet we can get away with it and come out with a better reputation.
worst comes to worst, I think Bulgarian had mentioned earlier, you might have a bounty on him.
Yeah. So, let's see, what's it called? I mean, it's night right now.
Yeah, about because you got here. Gosh, it was probably like late morning, and then you did a bunch of stuff. So it's probably like mid-afternoon.
Okay. Huh. We can go take a, let's go, because I mean, the city's not that big, and we did look at the map that Bulgarian showed us. It's like, we could go poke around this guy's, like, place, just see what's up real quick tonight.
Yeah, see if we can get a little bit of recon.
We can poke. Go check things out. Hmm. Yeah, why not?
I'm
Oh,
game.
all right. So, eat a quick meal, I guess, and then wait for it to get pretty dark out. Hopefully it's a dark night. Is it a dark and stormy night, or is it a full moon? Should we roll for this?
No, it is. It is a dark and stormy night.
Oh, perfect. Perfect for sneaking about. Maybe not if we want to climb on top of a building.
Yeah. So Felix is like, no, it's wet outside. You guys do you. I'm not getting in any trouble.
So yeah, you know the nobles. You can come along, but I imagine he's just gonna wave us off anyways.
I'm going to, just because we're going to go get into some trouble, and I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, but I'm going to leave my super expensive gem and the ring I saved with Felix, and we'll, like, give it to him, like, in his, like, in a room where, like, nobody else can see it, so that, like, it's not super obvious that we do this.
Okay.
I just had an idea in case there's some trouble. And by the way, yeah, on our way out, I'm just gonna grab like an empty, just to keep on.
An empty what?
An empty bottle.
All right.
Like I'll just like order a thing of wine, like for throughout the dinner, share it around, and then just keep that.
All right.
Just keep that. And yeah, okay, let's head out.
Cool.
Okay, so you head out. So you make your way through the streets. You've already been in this direction. It's actually not that far from where you were. It's kind of in this more deep into the shanty town.
I see. Okay.
So making your way over there, you just see like it just gets like slummier and slummier. There's a lot of like hard-looking people, and you eventually get to this. It's kind of, I don't want to say like a cul-de-sac because it's not really, but it's kind of like a grouping of buildings. That
Kind
just
of like a small compound, but not really walled off at all.
yeah, kind of. That is appears to be where you believe like the X is.
Okay. Then, I mean, I'm gonna for now, I'm not gonna try sneaking around anything. I'm just gonna take not exactly a casual, seeing it's the middle of the night and it's super dark and rainy, but not standing out too much, just trying to take a glance around these buildings, see if there's any kind of marks about this location that maybe some of the kids or like locals might have left in this area. Just search around this whole compound, like around the border of this whole compound.
Like, if only there was, like, thieves' markings. Like,
Something of the sort. See if the kids that leave dumb messages or something.
yeah, I know. So as you're taking a look around the perimeter of this, you move aside one of the barrels that seems to be, like, peculiarly placed, and behind it, yeah, you do see the like a thief symbol for, like, this is a, I don't know why I can't think of it, but essentially, like, you can traffic stolen goods. I'm trying to think of the term for it, but anyway,
I see.
yeah. So this would be like an establishment that you could go to pawn stolen stuff.
Okay. Let's see. And yeah, I guess as I'm circling this area, is there anyone like outside at all? Or anyone looking out windows or anything? Just try and, from as far away as I can see, just try and casually look over at the buildings as I'm making this big circuit.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Alright.
Yeah, you see a couple of individuals that are just, doesn't look like they're on duty, like they're on guard or anything. It's just kind of like you pass by a couple of windows that have like candlelight, and almost like they're at a desk or something, and they just kind of like look over at you nonchalantly.
So yeah, not really on-duty people, but people clearly associated with these buildings and are here still in the middle of the night. I guess I got Kaladin with me. I don't know how casual Kaladin's being about this.
I'm gonna follow your lead.
Golden kung fu in the middle of the street.
I have a cloak. Yeah, I'd immediately activate Radiant Soul and just like start flying around and shit.
Let's see. Are there any surrounding, say, I assume there's no like tavern or any kind of building where I can just casually walk onto the second floor of and look out the windows towards these bigger buildings or these group of buildings? Nothing so lucky.
I mean, you could make like you can try to climb up like an acrobatics kind of a thing, and try and get up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and try that. I'll find a, maybe not like the tallest building, but maybe like a smaller building next to a taller building, and I'll try and climb up in a way that's not too obvious, like hopefully out of an alley or something. I'll look around for that, and yeah, I'll roll for that and see if I can get up there.
Yeah, it's a tad slippery, but yeah, no problem. You eventually get there. It's not like this is a big open field with like these couple buildings in the middle. Like everything is pretty crammed together.
Shanty.
Yeah. If you think of like the newer Thief game that they came out with, kind of like that.
So, I'll like wave Kaladin up. I'll give him a hand too as he gets up here, I guess. Unless he wants to stay on the ground for some reason.
Nah, I can jump up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just give him a hand.
Did you want me to acrobatics as well?
I would say like since he's already up, so I would say no. He's like willing to help you up and everything. So even if you were to slip
in
a
the
bit,
bag, so.
yeah.
Yeah, we can like super prepare this to get you up. So yeah. And yeah,
Parkour.
From on top of the buildings, I guess I'm gonna try and see, is there anything else I notice in particular? Like, am I looking down on any of the buildings? Any of them look Like they have openings on their roofs or anything like that?
You could probably jump over to like the lowest building. I say jump
Mhm.
over, but not like normal person jump. It would be like if you had a grappling hook, or if
Mhm.
you like. It might take some effort to get there from here, but it's doable.
Kaladin like has his hands down in front of him. I go sprinting at him, and he hoists, shoves me up into the air to make an acrobatic leap all the way across.
Let's do it.
Maybe not tonight. Maybe when we're gonna break into this.
Let's say I've got like bomb acrobatics. I bet we could do it. We're gonna start to Soleil this shit.
It's like, let's go, let's hook the ropes up to one of these taller buildings. It's like, get all this ready. Okay, but maybe instead of that, like looking at these buildings now from this higher vantage point, is there anywhere I could have climbed on those buildings to get on top of them subtly?
It's kind of it's difficult because the way the windows are, like they're all kind of like facing each other.
I
You know,
see.
like there's not really any good gaps.
Mhm.
It would probably like if you knew what you were going for, it would probably almost be easier to try and go straight into like a window
I see.
than
Okay.
it would be to like try and get up on like a in between spot or up on any of these plateaus or anything, because
Okay.
it's very kind of like squished together.
Okay, and since now we're like looking down on windows, am I getting like a better view into rooms and stuff?
You can see a multitude of bedrooms.
Okay.
Mostly is what you see, but you see like a couple like living room esque.
Okay, that's interesting. And I guess since these are shanty towns, like the buildings I imagine are at least fairly close together. I imagine we can walk around at least like one side of the group of buildings, like making short hops from houses. Just yeah, pretty much just scanning around, seeing if there's any rooms that I don't know, like say a storage room or a kitchen, something that's obviously going to be empty at night.
Right. Yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check, and if you're being stealthy, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Got it. There's the perception, and there's the, what is up? I didn't.
Did you want me to stealth with him as well?
If you are being stealthy, then yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to follow along with me, or do you want to?
Yeah, might as well stick together at this point.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll
Let's
give
do
it
so.
because
Oh, whap.
because it's a nat 20. I'll let you have given him advantage on his perception for helping him.
Okay.
So the reason why you weren't very stealthy is because you're like pointing out, like, "Hey." But no, you guys see a couple of rooms on the building that have like candlelight, and then there's like a very dark spot in between them where there's an open windowsill. And looking inside, it appears to be some sort of, like you said, like a dining area. Like you can see just like the vague image of like maybe the edge of a dining room table and a piece of a chair.
Okay.
But you walk as you're doing that, you walk in front of a window, and somebody calls out, "Hey, the fuck are you doing? Get down!"
I'm a bolt at this point. I'm a as fast as I can safely move on these slippery roofs, move in the exact opposite direction of these buildings.
So as he
Yeah, I'm
does,
right behind him.
yeah. So as you guys do like this, like 007 parkour, you just hear him. Yeah. Bugger off, street rats. And he's just like shaking his head.
All right. Well, at least they don't know who we are, and I mean the kids probably do this around here.
Yeah, at
It'll be
least he just
fine.
thinks we're kids. Yeah.
Well, tonight, without Bulgarian or Felix here to help us out in case things go south, I say, we wave off for tonight. Also, probably should go ask my contact about who owns these buildings and whatnot. Whether
Yeah.
we should be messing with them at all.
Yeah, would be good before we start sticking our nose where it doesn't belong.
Yep. And yeah, definitely gonna want some backup in case things go south. But
No, it's a
I
bad
mean, if we
idea.
do,
Go
rob this place.
rob that place. Do it right now.
Like fuck it, just bust in,
Kick in
lighting
the
the
door.
place on fire, rob it, and get out immediately. Yeah,
We could do it. It'd be fine.
it'd be fun.
It would be fun.
I think I don't think we'll get too much out of this place tonight, though. I think looking for that room again, though, we should keep that in mind. There's probably more like it. We'll find I'm sure we'll find some kind of empty room on the night when we do break in. We do. So trying to think, is there anything else that we should check out while we're here? There were no flags or anything on these buildings, right? Nothing super identifying like that.
No, they seem to be generally pretty much similar. Like they don't stand out really in any way from the rest of the buildings. They're just kind of like
Mhm.
that all the buildings here are pretty much clustered together.
Right.
But again, like you were led there by the X on the map, and then also you identified the mark as well.
Well then, I don't think there's too much we're gonna find out tonight. I think we at least somewhat have a game plan of how we're gonna get in if we do this, but probably find out who we're gonna rob before we break it.
Also, why?
I mean,
Like I know they're bad people, probably, but maybe have a good reason for it first.
because they have money. I mean, there's no reason why.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe these I don't know. Well, yeah.
We could always look for that bounty first, and then we'll at least have a better reason.
We can look into this person. Or people, or conglomerate, whatever they are. Maybe there are some more deserving targets in town, because I kind of feel like, there's a lot of things that cost quite a bit of money. If we're going to be adventuring and whatnot, going around town to town, there's some things we might want to buy. Wagon, more food, medicine. These things cost money. And if we're getting these 10 gold chump change for these caravan escorts, I think we might need something a bit more. But for now, let's just head back to the inn. And you can call it a night.
Agreed.
Can talk about this with Bulgarian and Felix in the morning. Get a name, Bulgarian. Maybe you three can go look into this bounty. Maybe go talk to Felix's noble friends, and I'll go talk to my guy. Once I hear the name from you guys. Oh, don't even really need that. Need the place, but the name will be useful. Anyways, yeah, let's just head back then.
Yeah,
Try not to
definitely.
get stabbed.
All right, so you head back, soaked, empty-handed, but it was fun.
Not empty-minded though.
That's right. And as you trek, boots sloshing up the steps, you can't help but overhear a story coming from the bar. A couple of patrons. No, he was 200 feet tall. Ah, he was 300 feet tall. I was there myself. Yeah, that's when the giant man, yeah, he's did his kung fu, and he beat him. He beat him to a pulp. Yeah, the king of the knolls he was.
Give
Well, in
Caliban
my
like a
yeah,
elbow to the side.
and as you guys are going up the steps and it's kind of like trailing off. Well, what I heard was that one of them had lasers. He shot his magic beam and it blew the creature to bits. Killed all the gnolls as well as all the poor mercenaries too.
Smile and give Oliver a knowing look.
Yeah, just give him a little. Well, Bonzo side's like 200 feet tall, huh?
Yeah, give or take a few feet.
Yeah, seems about right. Like, look him up and down a bit. But, yeah, no, just get into, yeah, go to sleep pretty much. I think we can call it a night here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, we
Good place to stop.
pan out to the warmth of the inn and the storm outside. And boom. All right, guys. Well, it was cool.
Smash cut, roll credits.
That's right.
Good times.
Ah, that was a good session.
Yeah, it was fun. It kind of sucked that Felix wasn't there, but I think it'll be cool.
Yeah.
They got a little stuff going on the side, and then I didn't I didn't want to urge Felix to be like, let's go talk to the people when he's not here because he's the only one that's
Yeah.
left that actually knows the people.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of trying to. I kept trying to put him in places where like you didn't have to roleplay him, and I'm like, we'll just do our stuff this time, and then we can kind of catch him up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind, but I think like that would be a little too much.
What's it called? What's it
Yeah,
called? Felix seems a bit of a straight-laced character, so I'm like trying to get as much of the sketchy shit done as possible while he's not role-playing too much. Well, he's not being super relevant in the story. It's time to sketch.
Right.
Right. Yeah. All right, homies.
Good
Right,
times.
good.
See you all.